Welcome back, everybody! We are going to be on track for some AEL University Open Series CS2 coming from me to you. And we're going all the way through with CS2. Can you believe it, Tony? Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I'm unfortunately not Mendrix. We had Mendrix the other night. But
sure?
yeah, I'm excited. Counter-Strike's back. I could be. I'm unfortunately not as handsome as him.
Oh, I'll let him know you said that. He is a very handsome fella. But you know what else is going to be the most awesome thing ever? Our sponsors! Woohoo! You know them, you love them. And it is going to be AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks when you need speed, control, and zero distractions. Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play, Matt.
And you know what I had for lunch today? Some Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And I got to agree, Tony, ever since I had Indomie for lunch, my day has been all the way up ever since. Brightest day ever. And let's move on into our third place matchup. We got two games today, third place and the grand final. Just to clue you in there, everybody, we are starting off with Macquarie Onyx taking on Monash Mirage. And it's a best of 3 here. And if they're Mirage in name and nature, we could see Mirage in the pool as well. Maybe. We'll find out. But we are going to be into the rosters right now, Tony. Let's get into it.
Yeah, checking out the rosters for you. For Macquarie Onyx, it is ZZ Ben, Archery. It is going to be John, Sporky, Nep as well. And then for the side of Monash Mirage, it is Alex42, Frog, Doomed, Cody, and HP DeskJet. Matt, a very interesting group of fellas in front of us.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty disciplined coming into this one. Let's see what maps they're going to be playing on, though. Anubis. Ooh. Going to be our third map there. We got Ancient and Mirage as our first couple there. Monash obviously picking out Ancient first and Mirage picked out by Macquarie there. So, going to be great to see those two maps with Anubis being the decider. So, need to see where this collision goes, Tony.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Anubis as the decider. Normally, it's either left to an Inferno or an Overpass, but yeah, those are getting taken away. So going to Ancient first should be an exciting one, Matt. And here we are, pistol around to kick it off. It is, of course, going to be Macquarie CT, and Monash going to be kicking it off on the T side. Interesting to see a little bit of lack of utility here for the Monash side. Of course, only one flash and a smoke here for a potential exec. Might be, of course, posturing towards A, of course, just trying to feel out the map, see if Macquarie get a little bit too aggressive here.
Yeah, looking to press it up nice and early. Just take it slow and steady, as the T's will be collecting a bit of control over to A main at the moment. But CTs are ready for them as they do try and spill their way slowly and carefully towards the site. You know, they can fall back over through short there and see if they can go for a retake from there. But Cody, it's good that they found that angle through elbow. They will fall back, so diverting the attention temporarily there. Still not looking to commit, but Tony, here we go.
And it's going to be quick smoke pop there on towards CT. Shot for Sport coming out onto DeskJet, but great trades from Frog and Dooms. They'll get that bomb down with the cover of the smoke on CT. Allows them to crawl up wherever they please. They're going to double stack in Donut. Of course, going to have one over towards Temple here, and they're trying to walk up. Some shots already tagged there. I believe his shoulder was spotted. Nap finds a shot back, though, on Alex. Walking up, trying to find another on a Doom. Does get the tag, but no frag here. Doom will take out Nep. ZZ Man trying to walk it up, and dual Berettas. Dude, pistols are better than one, Matt. It will be Monash Mirage taking home the pistol.
Yeah, great work from them to kick off here on Ancient, and we'll see how they fare into Mirage later as well. As we will be pushing on into the second round in contention here. Monash just going to be picking up a few pieces there. They got the Max on deck there, and got the Galil they're looking to do what they can with their util. But looks like a nade stack from our CTs right now, trying their best to push away from the elbow play here, but Monash are going to be well disciplined. You know, they're ready to wait this one out and see where the CTs may lie.
Yeah, you can see how far back they're playing, all the way pushed deep in towards the ramp. Alex 42, of course, going to smoke off shelf there. Potential from Macquarie to push up onto that angle. Deep Molly as well over towards elbow, but for the meantime, you can see this one favoring Monash. They haven't lost any Mac 10s. Nobody's taking a whole lot of damage either. We'll start to group up for that B hit. Molly goes towards the middle of the site. Is going to be double short smoke here. Not a long smoke to come out there. Maybe a missed lineup from side of Monash, but they'll walk it up anyway. They'll use those Mac 10s at their disposal. And they'll try and get that bomb dead. He is easy, man. He's going to try and spam away on towards the planter, but Cody's got it covered here. And not for Macquarie. Maybe just try and steal away a Mac 10 or two. Maybe get the hands on the Galil. Because the round realistically should go to Monash.
Yeah, you'd imagine it should, but maybe it won't. As they get closer to this one, Frog, they'll spot them through the smoke there. We'll be able to push them out alongside their teammates. So, it'll be your second round secured, but Macquarie certainly making that one a bit more hurtful here.
Yeah, taking away a few Mac 10s, but for the likes of Monash, right, they're probably not too worried about it. Their economy's still looking pretty solid for the moment. I'll opt to invest into some of the rifles as well to go into this round. AWP out for Doomed on the T side of Ancient. Normally we don't get to see a lot of T side AWPing from teams that have been playing at least in the major, of course in qualification up to the major for Counter-Strike at the moment. It's a lot more T-sided rifling. Not really an AWP comes to play when I think of T-side on Ancient, but if you make it work, you can make it work. And the way Monash are playing a little bit more slower, a little bit more further back, maybe the AWP does lend into that style, but you can see how deep Sporky is just on the other side of this smoke right now, Matt. They have to be cautious if they walk towards cave here for Monash.
They're going to take it easy for the moment. Exercise caution, as you said there, Tone, before they zone in to this one. Time going to be against them as we head towards the minute mark, and now the team's looking to set things up. Smokes out to cut off the lines of sight there, just outside of the second lane there, and ready to bring some pain with some nades as well. They aren't fully committing to it either, though. They're still just trying to wait things out. Sporky does fall away. Smoke in play there so they can delay them further, and now they're getting desperate. The CTs are actually getting out of line here. This could be an opening, Tony, as they've found 2 kills. They might look to turn this one around.
Yeah, looking for a nice little AWP shot there out of Doomed, and you can still see Sporky on the other side of this cave smoke. Actually finally opts to walk through, pulls out the Galil, tries to find a little bit more damage on Alex 42, but it's going to be a quick trade in the meantime. John will find Cody. Player backside of A now needs to bunker down here on the boxes. Is going to be spammed out by Alex. As they now try to cross the GT. Some great damage out of ZZ, man. Onto the first. Alex 42 taken out. Deskjet to get that bomb down, secure the plant, and run around with the Mac 10. And he will be able to live low HP, but gets it done, Matt. It's another round on the board for Monash.
Yeah, great. They've been able to take control of it so early here. You know, they've got a lot of money at their disposal, so they can pretty much bring whatever they need to into this one. And, you know, you spoke about the AWP earlier. Doomed, going to be very comfortable with that one. They can continue to wreak havoc and see if they can stack up another round in their favor. The CTs not really going to have much. You know, they've got a little bit of armor, extra padding there. You know, they've got the submachine guns, some upgraded pistols there, but otherwise that's going to be that. So see how they rattle things up, as they already cut things off on elbow there, so that's not a bad start, and they're looking eager. Courage is on their side as they will pick up a weapon.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with how Macquarie's getting very aggressive on the CT side in some of these rounds, especially towards the mid control. See Alex going for a little bit of an aggressive hold there towards CT. We'll be able to find Nep as that bomb goes down for Monash. 3v3 ensues, but AWP's in the hands of ZZ, man. So this is a valuable save if Macquarie opt to go for it now. See the Deskjet being cautious of the potential of main while Cody holds down the elbow. Cody finds ZZ, man, and Cody will find another on a Sporky. The AWP is taken out of play, and Monash don't want a bar of it. They're happy to drop that AWP and leave it on the ground.
Yeah, they're not going to be fast with that at all. So we'll be able to move on up, move on through here. We will be pushing pause for the second while we compose ourselves and see what else will be online here. And definitely keen to see some more of the great timing coming through on our executions into our deeper rounds here, Tony.
And a quick technical pause while we get things sorted, of course. This is a very interesting way to start it off. You know, T-side on Eat Shit normally isn't a great side. I was about to say Mirage, of course it's Monash Mirage.
They are Monash Mirage on T,
yeah,
so it's appropriate, Tone.
Yes, it kind of pays well. But yeah, for the side of Monash, they're really using this T-side advantage. Ancient, of course, as of late, has been very T-sided heavy, right? You can get a lot of fast executes going. And you get a lot of split play, right? There's always the potential, if, you know, a B side hit, you throw maybe one or two missed smokes, you feel like the side's stacked up like it has been for Macquarie in some of these rounds, then they can cancel. They can cross over to mid, they can go through donut. You can even go through house. There's so many options that the T side has at their disposal to go for a side hit here.
Yeah, with the many different options they have available, there's a lot of different outcomes that they can kind of play into here, and very keen to see which one they will achieve this time around, as they will take it easy for the moment. Keen to breeze ahead of this one and see what they can get from it. Frog might be in for a little surprise in a second here, as they rise up around the corner here, waiting patiently. Patience does pay off for the moment, but it's going to be Anarchy still holding it back for the time being. So them facing each other out. Speaking of, Nap now a little too eager, will be the first to fall. Sporky good for the trade though. Luckily they were so close by.
Yeah, that's the advantage of playing 3 over at B if you're Macquarie. Just having a guy ready to pounce there through cave or through ramp. John able to find one on the off angle on this side post next to Donut. Doomed will be taken out. The rest of Monash now trying to group up here. The lineup potentially there for Arky if they want to find it. Is a little bit of a spray down. Deathjet taken, and so does the rest of the team. They'll fall all victim to a molly. And Anarchy picking up a nice 3 there. Matt Macquarie, they're first on the board.
Yeah, well done. The adaptation are finally pulling through here, so going to be very happy with that outcome there. And keen to see if they can continue that flare on into round number 6 as well. We will be looking to lock it down into the next one here. And to see how they can go. Take it slow. Nade's already over the top there, so a bit of punishment already being afforded. And the T's in a bit of trouble for the moment.
Yeah, a little bit of a worrisome sight here, especially again with this triple stack from Macquarie. Anarchy down through mid as well, just poking and prodding here. You can see how aggressive the CT side is now playing, especially towards the middle side of the map, knowing that they have to control that one with the options of T rotation that Monash have at their disposal. Shots already landing on the Frog, quite low. Of course, he's the one without a gun for this round, Matt. Just a P250, I believe, so I'm going to have to worry all too much. It's a Glock, actually. Looked like a P250 for a second, but yeah, they don't have to worry all too much about what Frog's bringing to play. The rest of the team, though, with those rifles is what they're after, taking away from the board here. But you can see triple stack in towards this short side and cave for the likes of Macquarie. This is going to be hard to deal with for Monash.
Difficulty's going to rise up by the second here. Still lighten the side up. Going to be a good fall. Sporky still holding a tight angle there, trying to push through it. Ooh, will it be exceeded? So not bad for Monash here. Looking for more somehow. I don't know how CC Men has survived that long there, but alas, they will go down eventually. Alex will be a good with Dooms now. Bomb down, 2v2. Going to do their best into the last stage of this predicament. Flash comes down, Doomed down with it. Now, all up to Alex here. Just have full health and a wealth of knowledge. They lock it down for both, Tony. Just when you think they might be down and out of the round, and no, they will quell any doubters and will be able to take it.
Yeah, that's a big round. Confidence again going to Monash's board, and for Macquarie, that shakes their confidence a little bit. Matt, we'll see a quick tactical timeout as we, of course, check out some of our finest statistics here. Of course, Monash, they've got a ton of money to play with, Matt, here. The money's looking good for them. For Macquarie, they now have some money to work with, so they're going to bring out the big green here for John. The rest of them, you know, not far behind John in terms of the score lines here. Of course, checking out the side of Monash, though. Alex looking good, Doom looking good, starting off this key side on Ancient. You know, you normally want to find some early kills, get some early confidence, as we said. Confidence is probably a lot that comes to play here, in especially in this first map. You know, you get to start T side, you just get to go shoot your AK and get all of that confidence going into the rest of this series, going into Mirage, potentially Anubis. If we go to the third, Macquarie are going to have to bring that confidence back, regather themselves, and hit harder going into the later stages of this first half.
Yeah, looking to build on that and see if they can turn the page on a new chapter here. So Monash now just playing a bit of a split endeavor, you know, slow in the beginning there. They're divided across the B side of things there, as well as just outside Elbow. Then we'll be looking to tie things up as the round carries on. But speaking of carrying on, we've got a couple of CTs waiting for them close by in the lamp room there. They're ready to light things up if anyone should try and pass by them. But the Ts are nowhere near at the moment.
Yeah, deep stacking caves, a very aggressive maneuver. We're seeing a little bit more aggressive maneuvers from this CT side of Macquarie. And, well, Monash, they're not really having a bar of it, right? You can see just very stagnant themselves, posted outside of ramp, posted outside of B, outside of mid as well. Throw a few exec smokes over the top. Of course, the smoke, flash, smoke as well to go towards long. A little bit of a gap in that one that Net could probably look to abuse here. Easy Man going to be playing on the edge of the pillar. Nobody playing on the edge of that smoke, so they don't want to show all too much presence. Easy Man now going to walk up and tuck him in the corner and find that quick kill. But the rest of Monash are looking over towards that A side split here.
Yeah, they've changed it up, looking to fake it out towards B here. The rest attend another site, but John is ready to try and lock him down here, and Anarchy will succeed as well. So the change up are not going to do anything for Monash, as they will be forced to concede the round. Maybe it could find us something else, but no. They will be able to get away from it in Temple there, and will at least keep the AK, but that's all they really bring into this next one. So a path to redemption could be on the horizon here for Macquarie.
Yeah, it could be, they're after, you know, a late CT side blossom here on this first half of Ancient. Is probably what they're after, just with the way this one has started. It was all Monash calling the shots here, but now we're seeing a little bit more adaptation here from the likes of Macquarie. They're looking to play a little bit further back as well. Anarchy deep tucked into Donut there, and we'll find a nice shot into Cody, getting a little bit too aggressive. And this cave push has gone all the way up to Shelf. Desjet is opting to look up because he heard the footsteps from Sporky. He has heard the footsteps of Frog tucked into the Shelf. Easy Man able to find it. Another one from Desjet, peek from Elbow here. Easy Man under fire and will finally get taken out.
Yeah, going to be a great way to push themselves back into the equation here. John, right on cue there, will pull through as they push straight into their crosshairs. And more could follow, depending on how things go now. John, getting a bit closer, however. I like how Alex42, they're looking to just wrap straight around them. John isn't aware. Oh, no! They've given away their position. Oh, there's no way. Poor Alex will eventually have to pay the price. HP Desjet, though, would set it up. Single engagements is what they need here, but they're playing together. They're not facing the right way. They might get taken out. No! I know where one is. They don't know if both are there, though, but it doesn't matter. John finds the shot, locks it through, and that will be Macquarie pulling through.
Yeah, that was well played. Power in numbers, playing the angles, playing the man, and, well, for Monash, that's an unfortunate one to drop. They still have just enough money to force out a few rifles here, but Cody Frog, they're going to be a little bit broke, maybe Mac 10s here for them, of course, sitting around that 2K mark here, but for Macquarie, as we start to allude to, Matt, a little bit of a late resurgence going into this first half of Ancient. What they're after to make this half a little bit more even, a little bit more competitive going into the next one.
See if that competitiveness will shine as Anarchy looks to absolutely blindside them there. Pushing down the ramp, they're not even able to set up camp. They are going to be stamped out and looking to push in singularly towards A right now. Is HP Deathjet here. Ooh, could be full of regret in a second. And they will be locked out, locked in. And it's all going to be down to 2.
Yeah, down to 2 here of Monash, and guns not retrievable here, so Cody and Doom just gonna have to walk it in with the Tech 9s that they opt to bring into this one. And, well, great HE finding Cody already initially. Anarchy takes a little bit of damage from that Tech. Have to be careful. Could meet a stray bullet of the headshot, but it will be Sporky from the backside. And Macquarie now up to 4 here, Matt. Slowly starting to close that gap, and as well, slowly starting to ramp up that CT economy. The important thing about MR12 compared to MR16, you know, we always talk about from Go to CS2, the change of MR12 is that CTs, the money's more important for them. Keeping that cash stack, keeping that economy healthy is what they're after going into the later stage of this first half. They want to keep that money at around that, you know, 5, 6, 7K mark and be able to buy guns if a round goes awry and all the shot goes awry like that, and Alex will just walk up and take it.
Yeah, sustainability going to be crucial, you know, to bolster your defenses, especially at the later stage. Completely agree with you there, Tyrone. And see if they can hone in and zone it out as it now turns from a 5 to 4. The bomb will go down. So, it'll be a retake situation here, and maybe starting off successfully. Sporky, somehow no one turning for them here. Will set their focus their way now, however, but in the meanwhile, their teammates are getting pelted away piece by piece here, but it might not be in a second as they do trade it back. All left in net now. Trying their best to zone them out with a smoke. Does have the flash over the top as well. They can look to play off that. They will get found, however, through the smoke. So unfortunate for them. Lack the confidence, but Monash will take it.
Yeah, great awareness from Cody there. Normally you see rounds like that sometimes slip out of the T's favor, right? When you just don't have that lineup, you don't know where that bomb is planted initially. That's some great awareness from Cody. Great awareness from Monash to set up in victory position there in that last one. As we now go second last round of the half. And Macquarie now, your money starts to dwindle a little bit. It's easy, man, down to 50. Few of them down to about 5K. Investing into this AWP might be their financial downturn here. As we see for Monash, again, grouping up over towards the middle this time, checking out the elbow position. For Macquarie, we saw a lot of aggressive play through mid, through shelf. Monash are expecting it, but nobody's going to meet them there, or the likes of Macquarie.
Yeah, no one are going to be meeting them with open arms this time. So we'll be taking it slow and steady. The beginning here, coming out, doesn't pop the right way though. You're going to be dispelled by the smoke there, so unlucky, but it means there's more chance for an opening here for the Monash side. So see if they can collide piece by piece here. It's the time now ticks its way through. They can go for the split of play on a B here. If they just set their focus forward, be exactly what they're hoping for.
Could be what they're after. I'm really liking how Monash are playing some of these T-side rounds, right? A little bit more slower. They're forcing Macquarie to think a little bit harder, maybe reposition, think a little bit too much, and over-rotate into positions here. But Monash have still got the freedom of the map. Nobody's really holding from Red Room or Donut right now. Of course, the players deep tuck the Donut, so not a whole lot of information here from Macquarie, but they will spot Doomed on the walkout. A quick trade from Frog over on towards ZZ, man. Will be another quick one from DeskJet, so they'll be able to walk on the site. John's taken for free. Player stuck behind the smoke. This is Monash's site now set up and hold.
Set up and hold, and no one folds here. And we'll be able to push it out. Ooh, gonna be one player standing. Sporky swinging in, trying to single it out. Does succeed on one. All that's left is Alex in. Oh, they look down in the bomb, and it all goes awry. Monash supply another round in their favor as we move on to one more.
There's so many corners you have to clear going out of cave, right? There's like the potential that he's all the way deep tucked in CT at that point. Could be long, could be in that back right corner. could be all the way in ramp. That's the pleasure of playing that post-plant T side on a site such as B on Ancient, is you can be in every single corner, and the CTs have to clear it if they're walking out cave. Now, see, 7 rounds for Monash, well and truly taking home the half, but of course they'd like that lucky number 8 to get them a little bit of a bolstering going into their CT side, because that's where they're going to be tested. John's already found Doomed in the interim here. A little bit of an aggressive push through A main, and it pays off. They throw up a smoke and they walk away for free. That's a free pick from Macquarie. They'll happily take, but they'll give it back up. Frog able to find one on the Sporky. Looking for a second as the player peeks through the shelf smoke. Macquarie, we're pushing too far now.
Yeah, getting a little bit out of sorts there, as they will be conceding their lead. So unfortunate for them, but they're going to be able to speed back to redemption here. Anarchy, ooh, close, but not close enough. That's the trouble with those M4s, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, the trouble with the M4s, you only get the dink, you don't get the full headshot kill. Alex able to walk away, and for Monash, they're still looking towards this B site, not A. Of course, Donut's completely covered, bombs dropped, swings going for it. Nep actually able to find that shot, taken down to a slither of HP, and now it's just Alex. Clutch King has been so far here for Monash, but now needs to really dial it in. John on the rotation over, the bombs dropped a ramp. There's no really other direction that Alex could be coming from other than ramp, and it will be taken by Nep, and the great answer from Macquarie. They even up the half in a little bit more closer of a fashion than we would have expected going into this one, Matt.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job to keep things close and competitive there. You know, I think that props where they're deserved for that one, and I'm keen to see if either side will be able to, I guess, steer the story in their direction heading into this second half here. You know, whether we do see a clear lead being gained into this one. Obviously, Monash have it for now. But Macquarie might be able to answer back if they can just take control of the pistol and everything further beyond from there. So we're already dialing in through a donut here. Sporky going down, though. Alex focused up and has found a couple. Looking to see if they can struggle through more. But the T's turn tail. And we'll be looking to slide it back over to the other side.
That's a great angle from Alex, just playing up on that box, knowing that they're going to try and rush through Donut here. Cody as well, taking a little bit of a passive swing angle, right? That crosshair swings out to where the head will be. And for Macquarie now, they're a little bit out of sorts. They're having to make some risky plays, trying to wrap through cave here. They will catch Doomed. Deskjet happy to let them walk out for the moment. Of course, happy to let them get that bomb down here. Of course, the kit's in the hands of Frog. 4 versus 3 here. Nep's going to have to fight his way out of pillar. A little bit of a rough position. He's going to have to call reinforcements here from ZZ, man, who's happy to help him out. Finds the short player. Cody's still in a duel of wits against the cave player right now. And Cody still missing his shots. Alex is hitting all of his. It's 3 for Alex in this round. And trying to walk it up now. Deskjet trying to be the bait, trying to pull them out of position. Deskjet will find Nep. He's tapping onto the bomb before the last player has been found, but Alex is happy to help him out. Beautiful 4K in the round from Alex, and it will be defused. Close, but not close enough. It actually goes to the hands of Macquarie, man.
My goodness. Can you believe it? They dial it up a notch there, and we'll be able to take control of the pistol. So, they'll be looking to turn the tides of battle in their direction another step further here. But Monash might be looking to greet them. It looks like they're forcing in to most of their players into this one. So, an opportunity could be there, Tony, and I'm very excited for what those MP9s should do.
Yeah, the MP9s, and yeah, that's an unfortunate one to drop for Monash, right? Alex did all the heavy lifting. He found all the kills necessary. Pistol round, as we alluded to, a very important one in this match right now, because both these teams evenly bashed at ZZ, man. Once again, finding a quick one. Nep and Sporky on the entry in towards his A site, able to find it. But Alex, you call on his name, you speak on his fame. 2 from him. Doomed does have line of sight. The bomb does have John low HP in main. He has to also be careful of the donut player coming his way. Doomed is just going to have to take this fight. He's going to have to walk it up, finds the Galil. Sporky's now out through donut. It's Galil versus Galil. Doomed with the healthier of HP, but it's about who can find this first headshot. Bomb has been picked up, and Sporky can go for the rotate here, Matt.
Yeah, looking to push ahead of it now. See if they can get it there in time, and they've got plenty of it. Doomed are going to be forced to, try and retake this one, but bear in mind, they got no util, so they're going to have to push a Raw onto this. I mean, on both sides, for that matter, you know. It's just going to be a pure gun battle. Sporky at a bit of a disadvantage with lesser health as well. Could be an issue, but if they just hold things down, they might actually be okay, you know. Doomed has to try and claw their way through all the angles here, just in case he's holding the line, but Sporky's playing this very disciplined. Oh, spots the gun barrel, gives himself away though. They're sticking on the defuse. Oh, and will peek into it, so it's going to be all good for Sporky there, and yeah, you alluded to 10 there, obviously no kit, and they're going to have to pull through for the full extent, but Macquarie will be able to lock it down 7 for 7 now, so the force not working out for Monash. They came close, but they're going to suffer the consequences.
Yeah, suffering there. I thought one of them would have had a kit, and I would have thought it'd be picked up, but yeah, trying to stick the full 10-second in the face of Sporky is absolutely insane. Macquarie even it up, and now probably in the driver's seat, right? They're starting to feel a little bit more confident about how they can play this T side of Ancient. On Monash, that gap has closed. It looks more even. Smoke is forced out here, and Sporky's going to force the issue. MP9, actually, sorry, Mac 10. It looked like an MP9 for a second, but Mac 10 happy to get in the face of Cody. Has to be careful. He's wielding one of the M4s here for the likes of Monash, so probably prefer him in Deathjet's position right now. Deathjet happy to play more passively on the long, just kind of jiggle that shoulder out, check if anybody's walking. Cody also has to be cautious of ramp at the same time. The problem with this setup, Matt, without having 3B, is Cody's in such a predicament that he has to check 2 different angles, but he'll still win the fights out.
Still win it out without a doubt, and going to be able to dispel the drought here. They will be able to shut down a 2 for 2 on this one, and the T's are looking to pull through with more in a second. It's Doomed and Co. Take it slow here, Anarchy. Let's deliver the next kill, the Frog there, and they're looking to lock in more. They're trading it out. It could be another around the corner. There it is. They've spotted them. Not going to be able to lock it in place, though. The T's trying to play off each other. Doom doesn't give them the chance, but Anarchy delivers, pushing up and getting it done.
Yeah, getting it done here. Macquarie, again, another round ticks their favorites. 3. Since the side swap, Matt, they're looking similar to how Monash started off this T side of theirs. And, well, now the question starts to get asked here. Very important buy round for the likes of Macquarie. They can't afford to give up any of these AKs or rifles for the likes of Monash. They're going to force into this one. Famus's MP7 in the mix as well here for Alex. And the MP7 does give a good kill reward if you're able to get up close and find those kills, but the problem is Macquarie are probably going to play similar to how Monash played their T side. Further back, out of lines of sight here, and not swinging anything too aggressively yet.
Yeah, just going to be attacking it cautiously for the moment. You know, they know when their time is. It isn't quite now, but it could be soon. And Cody on the tight angle here. Spots the gun barrel. Oh, goes a little too fast, though. Anarchy will be able to get it done in the end there. So, opening afforded to them. They are looking for the next stage of their clash in a second. Alex on the angle. Will be able to push her through. John are going down there. Anarchy are trading back. So, bomb down now. And there's big pressure on Monash to try and retake this one.
Yeah, big pressure on. They'll try and have to fight their way up through shelf. This is the first point of contact here. ZZ Man going to be holding it down there. Here's the first one from ZZ Man, now deep tucked in ramp, trying to help out Nep, who's in a little bit of a predicament. Dashjet gonna get flashed in the face there, but he knows that the position of one player is known. He knows exactly where ZZ Man is too, but ZZ gonna swing out and find it. And it's 9 now here for Macquarie Onyx on the pick of Monash Mirage. Matt, this is starting to get worrisome.
Yeah, they're in quite the predicament at the moment, aren't they? And let's see who will be able to take the reins on this next round in contention here. will be looking to push it up right now. Smoke going all the way through there just to cut off those close angles and ensure nobody will be able to easily rush their way towards them without checking what it could be laying in store. But speaking of, they're already looking to push their way in there, forcing Cody out of position, but Cody delivers the opening. They're going to adapt and conquer here.
Yeah, they're adapting and conquering. It is going to be Doomed. Quick one on the Sporky, but trades come back here at least for Macquarie. They now have spotted one player stuck in the corner with that AWP. Doomed, of course, is going to be fighting his way out. Takes John. Nep. Now the remaining little bit of chip damage that came through from some of those nades, and Monash happy to take control. They've also got the bomb dropped outside of Elbow. It's not in the smoke. It's not on the other side of the smoke. It's deep into mid. Cody with a perfect shot there all the way downrange. Comes with a flake. That's a big round to pick up here. Monash, well, they're slowly starting to even it up themselves here, Matt. We're looking at a very even scoreline for both of these two teams starting off their T sides.
Yeah, it's looking like a tight scoreline again, Tony. You know, it just goes to show how competitive these two rosters are, and very eager for who's going to be able to get ahead of this next one, as well as both teams head to their respective positions now. Going to be a full set towards the B side this time, though, and the teams, they don't give a damn. They're just trying to spam their way through. These teams won't be able to lock them out, although maybe Cody the lawnmower rips them up there. They're not even done. Oh my goodness, Sporky. What could have been and what will be. Cody getting every single player. ZZ Man, last player standing, will get one back. It's down to Cody, and there it goes, Tony. Cody single-handedly claims that round.
All 5 for Cody. The lawnmower, as you said, taking care of those pesky bugs. Pesky long snippets of grass that Macquarie are trying to go for on their way out into the B site. And yeah, I'd call a timeout too. A big round for Cody. Big round for Monash to keep them in favor, potentially going into the later stage of Mirage here. But Matt, as well, this tactical is probably to sort out the economy right now, because Macquarie losing that round, they're going to be relegated to pistols, not even hovering around the 2K mark with those invested pistols. And they're going to have to prey on like a Lucky Deeg shot, maybe a Tech 9 rush, a P250 out of ZZ Man. They're going to have to go fast here, I think, to try and answer what Monash are doing right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to go fast. They're going to have to go first onto this one. You know, not allow the opposing team any time to stage themselves for the engagement ahead. And they should be able to clear them out from there. But let's see how they fare now, as they will be looking to set things up. Early smoke going out on Elbow, so not going to allow them the opportunity to clear things out onto that angle at least. See a bit of a distance, a bit of fire being put between them as well, but no one looking to capitalize on that. They've got a Sporky playing the lurk here, looking to just play it over towards A, see if anyone's keen to try and play into them, making a bit of noise as well. So you know they're trying to force rotates here, and for the moment, it's working. The majority of the players on CT are towards A, so this could be allowing a little opportunity on B here. They do still have 2 players to deal with, though.
A few players to deal with. I believe Alex is also thinking about the rotation over. You can see already out the time. Kind of using this one as a pseudo tack as well. We've seen a lot from French Counter-Strike, right? Apex, one of the pioneers with, you know, various French teams that he's been playing on. The French timeout is normally where you take it slow, use the round that you don't have the most safest of buys. Try and make something happen from it in the future. Of course, we'll see Cody, we'll see Sporky grab that AWP, actually, taking it away out of the hands of Doomed. Frog with the scout will be able to upgrade to the AWP. 10 rounds of Monash. They do lose 1 player, but of course, they're not going to be feeling too worried about that one. They keep the AWP in play, and they'll reinvest into this round. Matt and now Macquarie, they'll be back to purchase here, and we'll see what that long-winded tactical and, of course, long-winded round has now brought them into this future one.
Yeah, even the smallest ripple can make the greatest wave long term. There's Doomed already. Strong start. Unfortunately, no support there. Will be ripped apart. So, Warper taken out of play on that one, and could be claiming more in their favor in a second. So they will slow their road onto this one. Sporky, aim of opportunity here. The opportunity rises. Oh, slow and steady. They get the kill.
Yeah, great kill from Sporky, answering the AWPer. That's what you want to do if you're the likes of Macquarie right now. Keep that AWPer out of play. Cody, though, wanted to come up big a few rounds previous. Needs to come up big here in the shelf hold. He's going to go for the swing, though, but they've got the crossfires set up. Not the swing you want to go for, especially with the fact that you don't have a player over at B here now for Modash, so Macquarie can just walk it up for free. They'll smoke short. They don't have awareness that they've got that site for free, Matt. The bomb's in the hands of John, and they're going over towards A here. Gonna have to be careful. Too deep tuck to CT. No smoke is gonna be put in play either. Sporky's just gonna hard clear this one dry with the AWP.
Yeah, that's confidence if I've ever seen it, Tony. They're ready to lock things down onto this one. They're ready to give it their absolute best here. 25 seconds. John going to be planting it down now. Ready for their clash against Monash. And Alex will be the first to fall. So, all going to be up to Frog now. Will they leap to the occasion? Or will they look to sweep things away? They've got an M4 in their hand and they have to wonder. Do they stay? Do they go? Will the shot be theirs? Will they be taken out? As they now head closer and closer towards full time here. Frog could be doing what they can to keep them on site, but it's not going to matter. They will be killed out there by Sporky, and that will be that. 10 for 10.
Yeah, great adaptation there from Sporky, showing that he's not scared to play against the AWPer here in this late stage of regulation here. And 10 to 10, we're all tied up, Matt. Monash, you still have a bite. We'll still be seeing an AWP out of Doomed here going into this one, but again, there's only so many rounds you could opt to invest that AWP before it becomes a costly maneuver. We saw it from Macquarie on their CT side. The AWP forced too many rounds in a row. Really came to their detriment. We'll see Alex play for a little bit of early mid aggression. Molly towards the hubby corner here. Easy Man, of course, just cautious of potential for a cave push. We know that Monash have been swinging that way pretty aggressively as of late. Doom gonna peek over the top, and a perfect shot will find Sporky.
Traded back though on to Doom there, so 4 for 4 engagement. Cody looking to engage. It's going to be a 3 for 3, and can turn down to even less in a second. Cody getting eager, getting keen, pushes in, Anarchy blows them away, and not gonna happen any longer. This Frog will be able to fight back there, so all up to 2 here. And the HP desk jet already tucked in the corner, prepared for the util ahead now, just needs to play the timing right. They're waiting for someone to go for a plant perhaps, and the timing works out splendidly. ZZ Man now gonna be the man of the hour here. Trying to bait it out. Here's the util coming in, so they know where Frog's coming from here, but ZZ Man, ooh, I think they're baiting a rotation play here.
Yeah, this is gonna keep Frog guessing. X is back. He's gonna go towards short here, but he's got to realistically think that ZZ Man's gonna end it on B here. And that's what he's banking on. He is gonna tuck back into CT, but here's that bomb plant come out, and Frog's got the perfect angle to pounce, Matt. Frog able to jump on top of him, and it's 11 rounds to Monash, and still 10 for Macquarie. Starting to build up a total that could find Monash taking home this first map.
Yeah, getting their steps closer to this one, Tony. This is exactly where they want to be, and will they be able to get it done? All will be decided. Yeah, upcoming rounds of contention here. Take it easy with a bit of fire there. No one playing elbow, though. Full focus going to be just towards the sights once again. Now, going to just clear out the information early. See if they can deliver accordingly, but smokes between them does make it a bit harder to go scouting onto this one, so just gonna have to play with the information they've got until that util does dissipate.
Yeah, Doomed already finding one onto Anarchy, so Monash feeling a little bit of the hurt right now. ZZ Man trying to make a play through red here, but Doomed, pretty good angle to be taking here, especially with the fact that he's already found that first, knowing that Macquarie are trying to push onto him. But a pretty safe position here in CT. And Flash has come out. Doomed is going to trade up his angle here. We've got Cody happy to help him out from B as well. Great crossfire established here, but it's all going to be Frog. Doomed is here for the help, and Frog will be able to fight 3. Sporky at least able to trade it back onto Alex. He's going to try and make the same play his teammates just tried to make through Red Room. And Monash have got the crossfire this time perfectly set up. Cody jiggling it, and it's 12 for Monash, and it's still 10 for Macquarie here. Looking for the closer on Ancient.
And it is going to be the timeout there, giving them one last chance to try and redeem themselves onto this one, Tone. One last time. See if they can chime in with something greater, but they can only play to the extent of their economy right now. They've got the Mac attack on this one. Plenty of util, the Deagle, and they're just going to have to fly as high as they can onto this one, as it will be the timeout running its course now. It's time to settle back into the freeze time here before we get back down to business here. And Monash, they're ready to deliver the killing blow, but Macquarie are ready to say no and keep this show playing on.
Yeah, this is a worrisome sight. Macquarie, this felt like the game for theirs to take back after such a rough start in the first half. Monash, they've been fighting their time to try and close it out here. It felt like they probably should have closed it out earlier as well with the side start they had. It's easy, man, with the jumping. Mac 10, Anarchy as well on the Cody. Macquarie explode onto the B site, catching Monash off guard and locking them out completely. Wall of smokes here. Monash with heavily invested into this round. I don't think they opt to go for this, especially with the fact that they've just lost Alex as well. Spam comes through for Frog, and Doomed is traded. It's 2 versus 3, and time is ticking, Matt. Kit's in the hands of both, but they need to go a little bit faster now if they want to retake here.
Yeah, they need to go quicker, and they are going to be diced out. So the pincer maneuver for Macquarie delivers in a big way. It will be 12 to 11 now, Tony. One last round. Will it be Monash's? Will it be Macquarie? Will the game be done on this map, or will we keep it going on? All will be decided right here, right now, Tony. And Monash have absolutely not as much as they would like in the economy department, but you know what they do have? They got heart, they got spirit, and let's see if they can bring it to the light.
They're going to have to channel the inner spirit, lock down this B side pretty effectively here against Macquarie, who are looking for another explosive hit. Everybody sitting on the outside of ramp. Boostaf going to be not spotted there by Alex. I thought he saw it for a second, but Net finds that shot. That might find an opening here to beat once again. They do have a triple stack this time. Cody and Deathjet are here. Going to be playing up on the pillar. Cody with that MP9 trying to make something happen. Damage is dealt to a few. 2 take it out from Cody. That's more than enough for him. And Anarchy and ZZ Man now trying to get this bomb down. Getting on lock. Frog misses a perfect shot there. Tags up Anarchy though. Flash bounces off the wall. Fatigue and an M4 here to retake. No kit. Hands of Frog, it will be on Doomed, and Doomed will get taken. Anarchy drops him. Frog has the Famous now to play with, though. 1 cave and 1 ramp, hard to clear. And a beautiful crossfire that Macquarie had now. Frog's going to walk it up, he's going to clear the wrong corner, and we will go to overtime here on Ancient. Matt, Macquarie claw it back.
Claw it back 12 to 12. We're going OT time, Tony. Let's go. And keen to see how both these teams will fare as we prepare for the battle ahead. And I'm so ready for whatever these teams are going to do, Tony. I think it's going to be an absolute masterclass of discipline and everything there beyond. Bear in mind, everybody, this is only map 1 in our best of 3. It's not best of 1s here tonight, and it's already going as competitive as this. Just so wonderful to see how badly these teams want to try and win it out, Tony.
Yeah, Frog going to be playing in a pretty close position. He's going to get taken out immediately. ZZ Man will punish. Nades will fly across, but they don't have a smoke to CT yet, so Doom's able to take a quick shot. It's a collateral lined up. Bomb is picked up and retrieved, and Macquarie will pick up that trade kill. Deathjet now in Temple What can he do? Bomb is not down yet here for Macquarie. Alex is poking around here. Playing to try and sneak out through elbow. Sporky finding Alex and ZZ Man finding Deathjet. And now Cody fancies himself a mid player. The bomb is going to be finally planned to put down here for ZZ Man, who's put in the work this round, Matt. Cody now to walk through Donut. Macquarie is going to know that he's in this position because he can't be anywhere else. And John will get the jump on. It's Macquarie 13.
Well done to lock in their first round of OT there. As they will be looking to shut down and kill out any one that will stand in their path here. But they are going to have to run it all the way again. Let's see if they can supply yet another round to their name here. They slowly but carefully push their way over to elbow. Going to be a bit of util spilling out there. So CT's might be looking to get ahead of this one. Going to be looking to push up. Alex does get overwhelmed there, almost shutting down Nap, but that's all they can find is damage. They will lose a couple of members now. Macquarie doing a great job so far.
Oh, he's going to be Anarchy taking out Doom, spots the head peek over the top, and Nep, he's got awareness and he knows that there's going to be a play either tucked in the short corner or the long corner. Deathjet, well, thankfully, eludes the vision there. Molly actually going to force him forward. Some great nades on the dunk, and Anarchy will find the shot. And that's a perfect kill to line up. It's 4 for Anarchy, looking for his ace, potentially. Sporky. Well, now the position has been known here by Frog. Tucked behind the edge of the smoke. Spam's going to be coming through here from Frog. He does have a flash to play with. Ori, once again, post-play position is perfect. One cave, one on the site next to the pillar, and one towards the ramp. Hard for Frog to walk out and deal with all of these players. John going to be taken out. Player on the ramp to deal with now. Is going to be Anarchy, though, from Cave, fighting all 5. 14 for Macquarie. They're on their victory lap, it would seem, Matt. Eastside is their bread and butter here on Ancient.
Yeah, going to be able to really make good strides onto this one, Tone. You know, they've managed to supply up plenty of positive energy there and looking to deliver more into our next round in contention here in OT number 1. 2 could be around the corner from this one. Take it easy. Sporky still got the AWP there. So trying to play into it. ZZ Man again will get it done. So, Frog down. And let's see if they can lock anyone else out of this one. It will be continuing to apply pressure here. And now Cody will be able to fight back.
And Cody fights back, grabs that orb. See what they can do with it. Rest of Macquarie, though, great boost up here for Anarchy. This is an off angle that Monash probably aren't expecting. CT and Temple Smoke allows them to walk out for free. Alex, of course, going to be on the backside of that. Smoke. Cody going to be lining up a shot there, but John ready to trade it and pounce on the opportunity. Alex and Deathjet. It's going to be a long flank here from Deathjet, so Alex is just going to try and take the fight straight up as they try and get that bomb down, but 2 versus 2 here. They know where Alex is, but Deathjet, he's the unknown quantity here. Do they expect him to come through? Nep is looking towards CC. Molly actually forces Alex out of position. Deathjet missing the shots. Opportunity now given here to Macquarie to put it 15 on the board. Alex trying to walk up with his Famous, trying to get some shots through. But John's not showing face. He's going to let Nep do all the work. And it is going to be 15. It's match point here on this first map of Ancient.
Yeah, map point on this one. And it could be pushing it over if they continue like that. Sides are going to be flipped now, though. So Macquarie are going to be on the CT side, and Monash going to be on their T side. Will Monash finally be able to turn things around onto this one? Now that we have this next segment, will it all go down for Macquarie here? It's all going to be up to this round as the util is already spilling out towards mid, as well as the rest of the map there. Elbow going to be cut off, so Cody going to be able to use that one to their advantage. So will be forced off for the time being.
Forced off here. Macquarie, this is where we saw them kind of falter a little bit. So their CT side this round, very important. Thankfully, don't have to play it out in the pistols. Just going to be rifles, of course, for OT. John going to be playing a further back angle. Normally you want to see an AWP on this line. A1S isn't too bad, especially with the boxes to cover here. Smoke will fly across. ZZ Man and Sporky getting aggressive. Once they find out that there's nobody going to be playing mid, they know that it might be the A hit. Anarchy here on the off angle. Donut. Mollies and stuff will come from Monash. It's the first from Anarchy. A spray to second. John finds the third. That's more than enough now for the rest of Macquarie to retake.
Yeah, going to be more than enough for them to scrub things together here. Big pressure. Going to be on HP Desjet and Doom. Timing! Oh, net pulls through! Oh my goodness. Live flashing before their eyes there for sure, but it doesn't even matter. Defenses on the retake, dismantled, and that is going to be Macquarie getting it done on our first map here. So, going to be well done, well played on Ancient now, but now we have to move on to Mirage with Macquarie ahead of this one, and Monash going to be very happy to be moving on to Mirage. We'll see if they can lock that one down on the other side of this break. welcome back, everybody! We are going to be barging our way into Mirage for our next map in contention here. It's going to be not Matzy and Mendrix, it's Matzy and Two Tap Tony coming at you with this one. You're back. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here, Tony. I missed you.
Yeah, no, I felt like I was on the outside looking in for a second, Matt, but of course... That last game, yeah, that last game definitely put us through the glass box, man. I felt my head hurt after a very close one on Ancient, but now we go to Mirage, and hopefully Monash can shake it off, because of course they're on their comfort pick. This is what they're named after, Matt, so it feels like we should see a little bit more from Monash going into this first side.
Yeah, we'll see if they can lock it down here. Take it easy in the beginning. We'll be looking to claw their way over. Smoke's coming out though. Cutting off the lines of sight. Stan's going to be burnt through there. Alex has a line of sight though. They're just trying to pelt down bullets. And oh! Double down between them to kick off Tony. The CTs are ready, but the bomb has been planted.
Smoke good to cover that jungle cross here. So now lines of sight and bombs able to be secured on the plant. Player over towards Tetris just needs to hide and wait. Nep, low HP, doesn't want to swing anything. Leave that up to John and ZZ, man. They're the front runners here to make this round doable. Hits in CT. Nep actually finding one on the Doomed here. Two players fighting the CT member alone. Frog will be taken out. And the tap is on from DeskJet, and they're going for the swing, and DeskJet will find the shot. Doesn't need the kit. Time is pretty close, but we'll just have enough, I believe. It's pretty close, and actually is going to be the bomb going off for Macquarie, Matt. Again, Monash just can't seem to get it clutch up here.
Clutching up, and it will be locking it in. So, great start for Macquarie onto this one. We'll see if they can continue in that direction, as that was certainly a tight round if I've ever seen one. But see if they can keep the wind in their sails. We'll be looking to push out a ton of util on the mid there, so it's going to stop the CTs from having the line of sight. Doesn't stop them from getting damage in though, so not going to hesitate no matter what's pushing through.
And no matter what's pushed to him, Sporky running it down the Mac 10. Up through short, hard to control the deagle shots when you have to spam them out. Now Molly potentially in towards the window. Jump up potentially, but now that the Molly's there, I don't think you want to jump up in a window. Sporky's happy to play that position. The rest of Macquarie trying to get up through short. Anarchy will find one under Cody. Spocky, of course, and the rest of his teammates now starting to think about where they want to go. DeskJet hiding in CT. Anarchy over towards B. That will be opening up the round for them. John finding two over at the A site, just on the lurk about Matt Macquarie. A bomb plant into a second round. Unfortunately, no bomb plant, I believe, was secured there. Didn't have enough time to get that one down because they found all the kills. And, well, strong start for Macquarie here on the T side once again.
Yeah, going to be a very happy beginning there, and see how they got. Moving on up in into round 3 now, as the CTs are ready to try and match them. They got full tons of weapons here. They're ready to bring it out in a big way. But after a sway in motion here, HB DeskJet trying to get the stuff they need. Hunting down the head, but not able to put them to bed, Tony. That was hard. They were fighting desperately for that kill.
Yeah, really trying to fight hard for that one. Sporky. It's on the lurk about going up through con, potentially flash as well to cover the cross. And you can see how Macquarie are playing this one a little bit slower. Of course, luxury of the T side is, you know, fast rounds will pay off, but also slower rounds will catch the CTs off guard. They'll catch the AWPer up on top of Ticket. Naraki has opened up this A site for Macquarie to take. They don't have any smokes in play though. That Molly will fly and burn out. It's actually Anarchy with a HE. I thought the Molly would take out DeskJet with that 1 HP. Dink is going to come out and Frog will follow up with killing the float. Now they're both stuck in mid though. One smoke to connect it does good cover here for Macquarie to just sit, hide and wait. They don't have to overswing, but Sporky, you know what? He's got the AWP and he's got a very aggressive position up on top of triple.
going to be able to take advantage of that one nice and comfortably there. So, everything going to be okay for Macquarie into this one. Monash at least able to tibulate, keep a couple of weapons into the next round. Unless. Nah, they're going to be fine. But we'll see how things fare into round 4 in competition here. As they had quite a triumphant beginning.
Yeah, Macquarie really coming out to some hot key starts here. And, well, hopefully looking to keep it going, especially with all the confidence they've found, right, Matt? It went to OT. They brought it all the way to OT on Ancient. And it just felt like they really warmed up and started to fire on all cylinders. It was no more funny business. It's all serious here for Macquarie. And for the likes of Monash, still reeling from Ancient, it would seem, for the moment. We'll still see M4 in play. Sporky going to be inspecting his AWP on the cross. Normally, you see more of a little bit of a stagnant walk up, but we'll see walk up through lowers. Matt Doomed is going to get taken out. Mag 7, when have we seen that? Not too often. Mag 7 kill there from HP Deathjet, gets some good kill reward, but still the kills go towards Macquarie. Alex has pushed through main here, Matt, so ton of info here for Monash.
Yeah, going to have a lot that they can use to their advantage. Oh, the timing. Cody absolutely annihilated there. Good opening towards the A side of things. The T's got a spill ahead of it, and the CTs are separated. All they can do is try and pincer in. Oh, they're not even going to get a chance at that. Through the murder hole, they will stroll to the afterlife there. So, Alex 42. Gonna pull her through Palace here. Ooh, does at least have the line of sight on one, but I respect they didn't give themselves away. But now the T's having more time to set up. I could be waiting for perhaps a very late defusal opportunity or get them on the fadeaway from the site here. They're disciplined. They swing in. You know what? No, too soon. They will get dragged out eventually. I thought maybe they'd slip by, but not today. So well done to Macquarie, getting 4 in a row.
Yeah, I have to give credit to Macquarie. Their T-side post plans have looked so hard to break into. We have so many players up. There's so much force behind this Macquarie T hold. And for Monash, it feels like they're really kind of walking themselves into a trap all the times that they've opted to go for these retakes. Smoke here early towards A main. And, well, for Monash, at least they're back on a bye. Round number 5. And, of course, Mirage, as of late, it's been pretty even, Matt. I wouldn't say it's too one-sided centric, right? CT's pretty good. T's pretty good to play. It's just about how you maneuver the map. And for Macquarie, they've been maneuvering pretty well, you know, taking control of mid in rounds where, you know, A main hasn't worked for them or they haven't seen too much presence. They're kind of still guessing where these CTs could be. For the likes of Monash, though, having to give up a mid for the time being. Anarchy has all of that information, though, that they probably have a little bit of a weaker B setup. Play a deep tucker short, one towards the van, who's going to take a ton of util damage here. And Monash, they're going to have to be careful.
They have to exercise the grandest caution. Otherwise, they're going to be wiped away. We'll be able to get one back, though, Tone. Could be zoned out again in a second. Let's see if they can do more from here. They will gear on up to mid now, Tone. They're ready. Try and lock it down. Doom just holding the tightest angle. They're going to have to fade away, though.
They're going to have to fade away and get out of there. Doom's now, he holds the con cross and misses the first shot. And not a position now you want to be in if you're the AWP. Molly forced away, 19 HP. Alex is here to play, though. Up on Palace, able to find 2 at least. Now they know where at least one lies. HE doesn't take out Doomed because he's backed off. Cody now to CT. 15 seconds to get this bomb down. I don't think he can stick it with Cody on the swing there, but he's got his help in John. So the bomb will be planted because Doomed hasn't been able to walk up here. Low HP, attempts a shot through that default box, and John perfectly lining up the shot play and bodyguard there for Sporky. Macquarie picking up another round.
Yeah, going to be happy to pick up a 5 in a row now. Monash, they look like they're getting closer, but perhaps not enough in the tank on this one. See how they will fare. Moving on up into this now, though. We'll be pressing into another round and going to be zoned out by informational warfare again. Smokes come through and See if they can pull ahead in a second here, Tone. It's slow and steady, but race still on.
The race is still on. John trying to get up in short. Does spot the con player. Beautiful swing there to identify that that's probably the only angle he gets shot from. Not going to be seeing anyone deep aggress to short because the short player is now up on ladder. And the window player playing a little bit further back here. Does actually allow Macquarie to get a little bit deeper. Boost up here for ZZ, man. Could be quite good. Smoke there to counteract the top con player. And now Macquarie, no, they're still kind of poking and prodding around mid. Not a lot of space and ground has been taken before John finds that shot into the ladder player. Drops the bomb to his teammates because he still wants to fight. This window one will find the shot into Cody. Yep, maybe. I was like, I don't think he goes up through con right now. Very risky play to go for. We're doomed on this corner cover. It's going to be Alex to trade. And now all of a sudden, the CTs are like, where is Macquarie coming from? Up through mid or up through short? Up through con, one will get taken down and they'll trade. Frog, the last remaining member here. Matt will spot that player across and get the bomb plant.
They're looking across through and see if they can pull it together here. Nade up front. Oh, it's devastating. Just pelting in the damage there, but there's still opportunity here for Frog. If they can get one down, they will succeed in the beginning here. Or picked up. That could be actually perfect. Anarchy doesn't know what's laying in wait here. Sliding ahead. The timing's great. And Anarchy delivers 6 in a row.
Yeah, that was very worrisome, though, for Anarchy, though. He had to really use the full clip of that AK. And, well, unfortunate there. You got to check both ways before crossing the street, Matt. And you can't half clear an angle like that, especially when you're trying to cross the jungle. There's so much presence that team player has in that position. And for Macquarie, it's 6 in a row. Undefeated here on this T side so far. For the CTs, Monash, at least they've got the loss bonus. At least they've got something building up, but they need to get some confidence going. Maybe go for an aggressive play, find an early pick here. Shake up Macquarie a little bit. As we'll already see John find that one through the smoke onto Alex. Knows that the team player has walked out on towards Tetris, and Sporky's going to win out the fight, Matt. Doomed at least to find John, but still so many trades going favored for the T side.
Yeah, everything just working out to a T for them right now. Doomed going down, all going to be up to Frog. Last player standing, 2 HP and a dream. My goodness, they can't catch a break here, Tony. And they don't have many bullets to play with either. 19 in the clip and 3 in reserve there. Trying their best to swerve to action, but the traction is going further and further away from them by the second. Yeah, ooh, they will catch one of the T's at least. And trade out their weapon for one with hopefully more bullets, you'd think. ZZ Man finds the angle, but they're strangled away as well. Frog just shutting them all down a piece by piece here. You gotta love it.
Yeah, that's a great shot out of Frog, and that takes away the AWP here for Macquarie. Of course, they're on T side, so I don't think they're going to be too likely to take a hold of that one, but round goes to Macquarie once again, but Frog making it a little bit more costly. No AWP going to be saved here for the Macquarie T side, and Frog, he's going to be taking a shot or two to potentially try and hide away here towards Van as the round ends, and the chase doesn't happen here for Anarchy. 7 rounds of Macquarie, a tactical timeout finally being used here by the likes of Monash.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's the time for it. It's been here. And no better a time than now. So, we'll see if they can find at least some way into this half, right? Because it seems like Macquarie right now just have everything locked in their favor on their T side. They know exactly how they want to dismantle the sites there, and Monash just haven't been able to catch a break. You know, the informational warfare just continually going to Macquarie here. They need to find a way back in and answer, but unfortunately don't have as much as they would like at their disposal either. I mean, Monash, all they've got is just one player with a full set of util. Everyone else has nothing, Tone. So, it's a bit troublesome in the beginning.
Yeah, a bit troublesome. Doomed. He's trying to get a little bit troublesome here on the deep lurk towards towards top middle. Let's get some shots out. Sporky down to a slither. Nobody here to help him out. Of course, Sporky only has a scout. And they might think that's an AWP if they keep pushing this way. And Nep is going to get the lurk through lower. For free, he'll find two. B side now open up here for Macquarie if they have to deal with this last player. Frog with the AWP. And they're very aggressive angle on default. And of course, they're going to slow it down. They're actually just going to cut and walk away from that one with the fact that they took lowers for free, Matt. Monash, and they need to clear their positions here.
Yeah, they need to clear it out as best they can onto this one. They may yet succeed. Alex 42 at long last pulls through here. Dolling it back. But it is going to be the counter-attack ensuing towards A here. They can still enable a pincer maneuver. One's in mid, so could be an opportunity. Let's see how they fare. Sporky. Not much HP, but I mean, they can be a great distraction even if they get shut down in one shot there. And they can certainly do some damage. Doesn't even matter though. Alex 42 goes down. HP Desjet spots them out. Will be able to drown out one. Going to be distracted by the other. And it will not be able to pull ahead as everybody goes down. Sporky getting the killing blow in the end there. So 6 HP. No damn worry. They will be able to lock it in for 8.
Yeah, 8 straight rounds here for the likes of Macquarie. For Monash, Monash Mirage, it should be, starting to see some signs of life here. They've got that loss bonus fully built up. You have a ton of money to play with. Double AWP, and they're now getting a little bit desperate, it feels, Matt. But, I mean, if it works, we can't really fault it here. Smoke towards mid-window. Macquarie take up that control for free. ZZ Man going to be playing a deep, aggressive angle. He's going to pop a flash over the top. Does blind Alex, but he finds the shot. Knows that ZZ Man's going to re-swing. Perfect pick to start it off here for Monash.
Yeah, going to be the great beginning there on both sides there, it will seem. And HP Desjet falling off ticket there. Has the line of sight and will be able to take flight into the round, pelting out a lot of suppressive fire here. One lucky nade could actually completely rip the round apart, but it's going to be bullets. Nothing ahead here. Trades coming out left, right, and center. Working out now for Monash. 1 HP, or 1 player, and a dream here. Will Sporky be able to run it back, or will this finally be Monash's time, Tony? It's all on this.
Yeah, all up to Sporky, 1 versus 3. And for Monash, of course, they don't have control of the bomb, unfortunately. It's still in the hands of Sporky. He's able to walk up short for free. I would have thought at least one Monash player has that angle covered. Jump AWP going to be spotted, but I believe Sporky was spotted on short as well. He's going to push the issue, trying to find the shot. He has to face the market player, but the crosshair's in the wrong spot. Beautiful flash set up, and Monash will find their first, finally, Matt, on the later stage of this first half of Mirage. 1 on the CT to boot, but now that breaks the economy. The loss bonus is now gone here for Monash. So they're going to have to continue to win these rounds out from here if they want buys.
Yeah, it's going to be onwards and upwards from here. Let's see if they can gear on up to take control of this one and stroll ahead, as they will be. Going to do what they can for now. Still looking to push forward as ZZ Man taking a lot of space in mid already, and look to work together alongside their team here to find more. I like how Doomed, though, is holding the angle. Ooh, spots one on Cat there. Might find another in a second, Tony. This is good early information here.
Yeah, this is great information. Great HE there on towards Cody. Molly as well is going to follow suit. Forces Cody to swing. Either the shot finds him or the Molly does. It's Sporky finding one onto Cody. Molly actually goes there towards lower, forces a few players out of position. Scout here for Doomed. He's going to be forced off the angle. Yeah, but I like this crossfire here. 1 in sandwich and 1 underneath the balcony for like Monash. And well, they're still trying to find Doomed here. Up in window. Scout does find a tag there onto Sporky. Shots are going to come through. Now these players are under fire. John overwhelms the sandwich player. Desjet towards default is going to fall to John. Now it's just left to the AWP that's left in play. Frog I don't think a 1v5 is doable. You'll make it at least a little bit more expensive for the T side, but they've got a ton of money cashed up. They'll hunt you down. Sport finds it 9 here for Macquarie.
We'll be able to bring it back there. So just when you think Monash are stacking it together, they get pushed right back down. And we'll be looking to go to down on this one. They take it slow, take it easy. But now, it's time to string things together. Utility warfare begin. And we'll see how they spin things together as early mollies come out to try and cut off any A presence. But T's, they aren't really focused on that position. Not yet. The CTs, though, they're looking to push up. I like this aggression from Dooms. Yeah, might work out. No. Going to pay dividends on both sides, but Alex now will be able to find the lead here. So, looks like the CTs going first has allowed them to take the player advantage.
Another man advantage here. Monash, they need to convert, though. Sporky's found his way out through Sandwich. Destro and Cody, I don't think they're going to be aware of this position just yet. Sorry, they're taking over towards Connector instead. And for the likes of CZ, man, he's going to be tucked behind the smoke for the moment. Sporky finds a shot there on the desk chair, but it's traded back here. Cody will find Sporky. In the meantime, ZZ gets out through smoke. Smoke has the bomb, and they do have control of it for Monash.
Looking to see if they can blow this one up or be popped like a bubble here. There's Anarchy altered down on the cart there. Looking to see if they can get the angle, making a bit of noise though, so be a bit of an issue. So likely we'll be looking to just fall back and save their AWP and live on for the last round in contention here, Tone. But opportunity means they could be seeing a 10-2 half or maybe 3-9, which would be great for Monash. You know, the path to redemption becoming a bit clearer here if they can head in that direction, but it's been so rough in the beginning.
Yeah, gonna be a hard road ahead here for Monash, but at least, you know, any more rounds that you get in this first half is a bonus. We'll go to the last of this first half. Macquarie 9's great. More than superseding expectations here. Normally we see it go 6-6, 7-5 here. For Macquarie 9, and looking for their final here, and paying homage to the Australians currently in the major. Of course, a little thunder down under spray and spawn, knowing that they're rooting them on. But of course, they're going to have to root themselves on here to close out this 1-2. And for Monash, they're going to be backing themselves a little bit more of an aggressive hold, of course. Going to be playing double towards this balcony position here. And Nep going to be spotting anyone on the jump spot this time around. So, no info gathered there. Just kind of poking and prodding on all of the angles of the map, seeing what they can find here. Great head tuck from the likes of Alex, but it is going to be found by Anarchy. That's at least able to trade here, but they've got a few players coming up through Connector. Great lurk here from Sporky. Shot misses. Position known, and ZZ Man's actually able to pounce and get 2.
Be able to get 2 and maybe more to follow, as they won't wallow on it. Frog now. Oh no, they've made a bit of noise there, so could it be spotted? Yeah, they're going to be well aware of where they're coming from, so Frog just going to have to commit to the bit here. They got plenty of util, but it's all gone. So, Macquarie will be able to lock it down double digits, 10-2 at the half. If they take pistol, that could be the game here. We'll see how it all goes. Monash, big pressure heading into the next pistol, Tony. It's time to lock in.
And they're going to have to lock in hard here. Or the likes of Monash Mirage. It's their home ground. It's their home turf on this map. For Macquarie, they're looking great right now, Matt. Looking at the stats here, John at 19-7. It was a little bit more of an even affair for the whole team in that last one on H and getting it done as a unit. John, he's doing a lot of fragging here for the likes of Macquarie. Here's going to be a molly deep into apartments, trying to stop Alex from walking forward. Damage initially done. Sporky and Nep at least able to find two. Nep going to be hiding behind default. Cody will be able to take him out. So site's taken here for Monash. How they hold it down now is the question.
It's all or nothing on them here. John, good damage, but not going to be able to take it. So John clashes with Monash there and ready to dash ahead of this one. Trying their best to jiggle around the angle here, but the T's are doing such a great job of stalling in this. It's getting more and more imperative to get on the site, but they have no kit, Tony. And it will not matter. So, it will be Monash pulling ahead and taking a third round. They found the light. They found a way forward.
It's going to be a hard light, though, that they're going to have to follow Matt, right? Pistol's great, but we need rifle rounds here for Monash. My eyes are towards the future here. They'll get the rifles out immediately, though. And this could be punished here. If Macquarie stack this right, they get a first initial kill, steal a gun away, and then snowball that into stealing potentially 2 or 3 guns away. This could be worrisome here. You see, Sporky getting aggressive into main, trying to get up in the face here of Monash. They're playing safe for the moment. Mac 10 here for Alex, trying to get through apartments. And Macquarie, well, unfortunately, nothing gifted early, but information at least.
More information to follow. They will take it slow and calculated onto this one, but they've already been spotted trying to rotate through. Alex 42 going to be living with regret there, already facing the consequences of the dink. ZZ Man on the van. Oh, that's a good clearance. That could activate the T's here. Here they go, strolling ahead of it now. Fire coming out. They don't even care. Nep going to be able to shut them down. Good for the CTs at the moment. The T's may be reconsidering their options here. ZZ Man ready, tight angle, and prepared to strangle it through. They've got the back, but it doesn't matter. Doomed attacks too quick there. And now more to follow. They play around the market, spark it up, and John will be looking to pull through. Big headshot. It's a Deagle. Fly high like an eagle here. So they have to cut it around the corner. Slow their road. Oh, no! It got close. But Monash will deliver again, Tony.
Yeah, it's a round to deliver. It could have been doable, that. Just one good headshot on towards the bench player, and that could have been down to the 1 versus 1, and it could have been doable for Macquarie, but unfortunately, not quite able to pick that one up. Fortunately, though, they will be on to a purchase here. We'll see Sporky Orp. We'll see M4s being brought to the table. For Monash now, it's about keeping their determination. It's about keeping their grit moving forward. Deschet does have a pretty good position out towards top middle here. Great flash there going to come through from the likes of Macquarie. Anarchy at least able to trade one back, so an advantage for just a second, but taken and gone in an instant. I'm going to be spamming that top on smoke, expecting the short play to come through here. For Nep, they're going to have to be careful. I don't know if this is the ideal range for the MP9. Oh, we've seen some crazy things from that gun.
Yeah, crazy things have happened. And
oh
my days. It's cutting close, Tony, but the timing's no good there. So, gonna be trades happening. Both sides. Nep in trouble. Crawls to the rubble. And it's now down to the retake here, Tony. Monash looking great so far.
Yeah, Monash looking good. Yeah, a resurgence after a rough first half. For Sporky, he's probably just going to have to save that AWP. They don't really have money to reinvest it going into this next one. And for Monash, slowly but surely piecing rounds together. It's what they're after. And I'm really liking how they're playing mid there, especially that round where they sent 3 out. We saw from Macquarie, they only really opted to play like 1 player towards top mid. We had 1 player walk out through unders, but for Monash, they're going as a group. They're going together. They're playing trade positions. And that's what netted them some success here in these last few rounds.
Yeah, they've been able to play with confidence, string things together accordingly. It's just been fantastical to see it all break through. But speaking of breaking through, we are going to be breaking into round 16. Monash keen as ever to try and close the gap between them here. Potentially look to exceed them accordingly, but for now, we'll have to exercise their patience. Further, Sporky in a bit of trouble there. Maybe not. Oh, the CTs are back in a big way as they've already shut down 2. They spot another around the corner, smothering them away. Anarchy not looking to play that game any longer, but Frog goes down. And now Tony Monash, they're in deep trouble here.
Yeah, in a little bit of trouble. Cody trying to salvage something. A great smoke there, actually catching Sporky off guard. I wasn't expecting him to re-swing there after smoking off top. And now the trade came through. We found that one. Alex now has walking out. It's easy, man. John has to pull out the pistol. Anarchy, thankfully, is able to get there in time to get the trade before it all goes right. 11 rounds now to Macquarie. They just needed a little bit of a buffer here. Monash, the money's not the greatest here. Looking at the buys coming through, it's going to be a Galil for Alex, AK for DeskJet, but minimal utility, Matt. Macquarie might have just broken hold the economy with just that 1 round picked up.
It'll be exactly what they're hoping for here. Yes. I think it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't see that one every day.
Oh, I know it's a negative. Oh, it's an AWP now. Okay. Juggling guns, man.
I had to think about that. But it doesn't matter. No more juggling guns. They're going to be juggling kills. Monash have found an absolute ton of them, and Nep now, last player standing in market. Could be round done before it's even really begun, Tone.
Yeah, it might be curtains on this one. Trades didn't go the way of Macquarie in that middle fight. And, well, for Nep. Hit. M4. He can play for it. The money's there for the likes of Macquarie. He has to be diligent, though. Clearing every single corner on his walk through CT. Also trained on potential of a player being triple, but doesn't spot anyone. Flash is going to fly high. Time is the essence here. Nep actually needs to get a moving quickly. The DeskJet will catch him on the cross. It will be another round on the board for Monash, but as I said, the money here for Macquarie, they can still afford a purchase. It's only going to be John with a little bit of a weaker buy. Probably put an SMG on him, have him play somewhere close. Monash, a good one to pick up. Some strong team play being shown from them still, even though they're down at a deficit here.
Yeah, they're managing to really piece things together very effectively, aren't they? But, ooh, will be a grand start from both sides here. The one dig, and it's going to be 1 or 2 kills. Spilling in mid there as well, so the defense is already being ripped apart here by Monash and Macquarie. Doing the best that they can to respond. I like how Sporky's playing Palace here. They've only got 1 CT over to the B side of things, but they're all just tucked away, you know, just playing very tight angles. Not really going to be able to find it much further from there.
That's a great read for Macquarie, actually. Anarchy going to be playing towards triple. That play up on the balcony here as the nades come out. The util set flies towards A. A minute still on the clock, and realistically, Monash don't have to pull the trigger here. They can throw a few nades, try and draw a rotation here. Once they throw those nades, fight is on. Anarchy going to get dinked up there on the triple box. Can't really afford to smoke themselves off or get themselves out. Smoke actually gives them cover across the default. Is going to take the fight. Sporky's still going to be tucking and waiting. Great HE finds the bomb, and that is going to be dropped on the site. Doomed has been spotted on the swing there towards the site. Sporky still has a revealed position. This is such diligence being shown here. Waiting for the bomb to go down. He's trying to fight there, but Doom does turn away. Takes him there up on the Palace balcony. It will be Nep trying to get out with the MP9. Valiant effort, and you know, trigger discipline was great, but sometimes it comes to your own detriment if you hold it for too long.
Yeah, just let it cook a little bit too much there, Tone, so they will suffer the consequences accordingly. 11-7 on the timeline right now. Macquarie Onyx are looking to see if they can build themselves up onto this. They've got plenty in the tank here. You know, economy looking pretty good so far. See if they can keep it that way. It's a bit early, and we'll go first to burst ahead with the AWP.
And first with the AWP. John, perfect shot finding that top mid player. Oh, Froggy's still fighting for it. Walkie's looking to approach aggressively, and that nade does blow away the smoke, gives the cover away. Doom now trying to walk out on a B. He's trying to catch this default player off guard. Nep wasn't expecting the walk up. B site's open for the taking. John was having a very interesting gap on that smoke. Will find Doom, finds the shot on a Cody. John has taken it into his own hands. Bomb dropped on B. It's down and planted. And now Frog has revealed position from short, and Molly will fly. Forces them players off a default, forces them off of the site. Easy Man knows the angle to fight here. Frog just jiggling. He needs to go for the tap, and John will find this shot. John coming up big for Macquarie in that one, and it's match it series point now.
Yeah, at long last, they will be able to find an answer there. So, gonna be series point in favor of Macquarie here. Monash desperately need to find a way to dash back, close the gap between them. Otherwise, they are going to be left behind. And we will have our third place locked in here. So, keen to see who can claim it. So we now move on up into the next stage of this one. Smokes, volleys, you name it, it's going out. Big setup over towards A this time, though. Monash looking to pretty much full send it up the ramp here. The majority of them set up camp. Util spilling out. They're ready to go. Sporky ready to stop them. Go toe-to-toe tone. And it begins.
And it begins here. Monash on the walkout. And okay, at least able to trade 1 for 2 there. And will be Sporky lurking in that smoke. Easy Man finds Cody. Alex and Deathjet now needing to lock it down. Sporky's on the edge of that smoke. Little does he know that Deathjet is walking towards Sandwich. Shot finds Sporky. 2 trapped on the outskirts of this smoke. They're not really able to walk in. Maybe grabbing some util. Another molly in the hands of Easy Man. The swing out is going to come, but they can't find Deathjet. Deathjet playing front and center. Shot traded. And well swung by Alex 42. Another round Monash. Just when they need it most.
Exactly right, Tony. Desperate times, and they will be able to prime up. 4 rounds between them and a potential OT now. Will we go again? Will we go the distance? That's their test right now, and let's see if they can pass it here as we jump in to the beginning. Util already spilling out. Just control the space over to mid there so the CTs can't just rush out for free. They have managed to get ahead of the smokes, though, so the 1T that is there will be facing some problems in a second, but the timing does favor them, so they're going to be okay to try and string it together onto A again here, but they are delaying their approach.
And delaying the approach is a good call. Keep Macquarie guessing. And for the moment, Easy Man, of course, just top con. Does have a pretty good angle on Palace. Smoke just block him. Just the play on top of stairs there. Shots come out initially. Cody even dinked off the rip, and Frog gets in a sandwich. Monash can get out to the site for free. Nobody here from Macquarie opting to play on top of it. They're happy to play for the retake here, Matt.
Let's see how it goes on the retake, as the timing's perfect for Sporky. Swing and sing for the heavens, as they will be looking to lock in another one here. Doomed to tight angle. Not going to be able to get ahead of it now, though. ZZ Man ready. Just needs the signal here. Needs to find the go button, and Sporky succeeds again. Slowly, certainly pelting them down. All going to be up to Cody now. And Cody no more. GG, well played. Macquarie, take it away in 2 maps.
Yeah, well played to Macquarie. They held down their nerve just when we thought Monash was starting to claw it back. Really, almost bringing it to OT. Just 1-2 good more rifle rounds out of them, and that probably could have spelled the cusp of OT, but Macquarie, they're able to lock it up in 2, and well played to them. They took their opponent's map pick in OT, and then we went to Mirage, and they really dominated from there. It felt like they were moving with the swagger that they did in that OT on Ancient, where they just couldn't be stopped.
Can't stop, won't stop there, and that will allow Macquarie to take 3rd place into that one. So big congratulations for them in the hard-fought endeavor, and unlucky on the Monash side of things there. But for now, everybody, with 3rd place locked in, we only have 1 more step the grand final. And we're going to see exactly how that's going to go down right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody! Matt's your two-tap Tony coming at you with the AEL University Open Series Grand Final! And we finally made it here to the final stretch, and this is going to be an absolute onslaught between UNSW Raw and UNSW Howl. It's UNSW Warfare in this best of 3.
A little
my
bit.
Goodness.
Yeah, oh my god, a little bit of brotherly rivalry between these two. Of course, for the side of UNSW Raw, it's Agent Juan, Gibbs, Icy, and Flame. And for the side of UNSW How, it's CI, Kaiser, Hachimi, Poked, and Wata. Matt, these are going to be probably some very exciting matches ahead. You know, a little bit of sibling rivalry between these two teams. Of course, we've seen a few of these names float around the Counter-Strike scene, and a few of them that we're going to get acquainted with in this one this evening as well.
Yeah, going to be fun to see the battle of the UNSWs there. You know, I think it's going to be a lot of interesting endeavors ahead. But speaking of the endeavors ahead, UNSW picks Nuke, Ancient, and it will be Dust 2 as our decider here. So, going to be fun to see a Nuke coming on the board, a new map in the maps we've seen this evening. But an old map in the second map in contention there. We'll be back on Ancient. No matter what, Tony, your favorite map.
Love Ancient. It looks great. It plays pretty fun as well if you're on the T side. Sometimes it sucks to play on CT, but yeah, Mirage being taken away. Unfortunately, we don't get an Australian Classico in this series. But Nuke, yeah, being a first pick here for UNSW Raw, I believe.
One of the UNSWs.
One of the UNSWs. Nuke getting first picked is kind of crazy. Normally, Nuke's a very strategic heavy map. You normally don't see it in the university competition because it's one of those ones that requires a lot of structured play, a lot of set smokes, flashes, etc. But yeah, if we're seeing Nuke, it would feel like, you know, at least the team that's picked it probably has it worked out here.
Yeah, you'd imagine that they'd be picking it out, you know, locking it in so they can give it their absolute best. And I do enjoy a bit of Nuke gameplay. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, you know. I think that, yeah, they should be able to give it their absolute best. Yeah, I can see now Raw did pick out Nuke there, so Hal will be starting on CT side of that one. We do have Hal picking out Ancient for the second with Raw on CT there, and obviously the decider being D2. So that's going to be A-OK, and the game will be getting underway very soon on a Nuke. So very keen to see how both these teams fare into the beginning of this endeavor, and whether it's going to be as close as the third place matchup we saw earlier.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. A close affair on the first map, going all the way into OT, and then the second one, still close towards the end of it. Of course, we saw a little bit of a blowout first scoreline there, but then it got a little bit closer towards the end of things, and hopefully we get to see a little bit of that going into this one. Would like to see close affairs between both of these two, you know, sister brother teams here in the UNSW camp.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see how well, you know, both of these squadrons have fared with the fact they're versing each other at the end of the road. So it goes to show the confidence from this university. You know, I think that that's an achievement in of itself, and it means that the rivalry between these two teams is all the more fiery. You know, I think they're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, you know, I can just picture them playing across in the same room even. You know, they might even be able to facilitate that. Maybe. I don't know. But it'll be a lot of fun to see how they fare when they do get down to business, Tone.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. Of course, curious to know as well whether they've, you know, been scrimming against each other. You know, a lot of some of these university teams like to scrim against each other, and yeah, you know, having a team that's in your same university, pretty easy to get a hold of and go, hey, you guys want to run a few maps? We want to try some stuff out. You guys want to try some stuff out? And yeah, I'd be curious to know whether that comes into play as well. Some scrim bucks, of course, as we like to coin the term. But yeah, we're getting into it, of course, in just a little bit. Going back to the rosters, right, Matt? Looking at this one, and you know, a name that sticks out for you and me. We're pretty familiar with their play in a lot of UNSW Raw's competition. It has been Agent, you know, former semi-professional Counter-Strike player as well, has a ton of reps under his board. I believe Gibbs as well. Juan's played a little bit. So, you know, UNSW Raw, they've got a lot of familiar faces to us, at least.
Yeah, and it goes to show the veterancy behind some elements of this squadron, right? You know, they've been giving it the absolute best they can. And Very keen to see if they can do it all over again. So we'll be preparing ourselves for battle. And I'm ready to see who's going to emerge on top of this as we jump into the game now. Hal on CT there, and Raw going to be on a T. So, let's get down to it, Tony. Let's see who can take it.
See who, to a hot start. It's going to be an explosion out onto A here for the likes of Icy and Agent. They'll find those first 2 picks. Bomb will look to go down here. Agent trying to secure that one. Cokes as well. Unfortunately, can't really get much going. Flame here holding on that lurk perfectly. Finding that first shot on the water. Looking for Ichimi as well. But Flame, Ichimi will find 2 there with the dual Berettas. And now Crossfire is pretty good for Agent and Icy. They just have to play safe. All calm and collected. Few initial shots come out. Player going to be peeking from Mini. And they're going to overwhelm Icy. They're not going to expect Agent in the second vent corner. Agent finding some perfect shots. That will be the Raw coming to a roaring start with the first on the board.
First on the board there for Raw. So, going to be able to draw the sword and slice their way through that one. A grand beginning. See if that is going to be all that's in store from here as the CT side gear on up. 9's in hand. They've got a couple of flashes, the smoke there. So, they're ready to try and choke the angle out. Play a quick one perhaps, but T's gonna just run it through the backyard right now, see if they get down through Secret and have a wonderful time. I like how Juan is anticipating the CT push as well. They play just outside of the lobby there, and we'll be waiting patiently.
And waiting patience and maybe trying to catch Al off guard for the moment. Coates gonna be playing Almost default silo. Actually gonna get swung out there by Agent on the single door peak. It is gonna be Kaiser, at least for one. Gibbs are at least able to trade. The bomb will be looked to plant towards the backside of the site here. Pretty default position for the plant. With the control of single and double. Now Water trying to walk up through Secret here. He has to be cautious. I don't think he's going to expect this wrap around here from Flame and Agent in just a second. Flame is going to catch him out. Water taken. CI will also get taken. Flame fighting some good shots here. Looks like the aim training has warmed him up into this one. Matt and Raw for a second one on the board.
Yeah, we'll be able to lock it in for two there. So, gonna be happy with that one. Hal tried to get ahead of it. See if they could take control by forcing up whatever weapons they could, but fortunately it wasn't enough there. So, we'll have the Flame of Battle snuffed out for the moment. Let's see if the CTs can greet them. Play around Annex now. Gonna just take it slow and steady. Icy. Keep it ice cold. They're looking to take it slow and steady as they skate their way over towards Secret here. Smokes are down. They are looking to break out.
We're going to break out and see what they can do here. Effective cross smokes allows them control of Secret, Stairs, and CI. There's 5-7. Pretty deadly range there. Going to be finding Flame flashed into Warehouse and taken out pretty quickly. The rest of Raw, though, will get themselves down through Secret and potentially on towards the B-split. Kaiser playing up on the rafters here, walking over towards Obdeck here. And Kaiser going to be taken out. Gibbs, perfect shot there. Icy will swing out from single. Site's open for the taking, though, but they've got a few players lurking about. Lobby 2 just trying to catch a few players pushing. One, able to find Coates, and now looking for Ichimi as well. We'll hold it down. Not giving up any of the rifles over to the CT side. It's Raw for 3.
Yeah, 3. Breaking it in for free. And gonna be happy to take the early control here. They will stroll ahead of it. See if how can fare. As they will be jumping in for preparation to round 4. And they're already taking damage in spawn here, Tony. So, going to be a difficult beginning. We'll see if they can recover from here. Some friendly punches being pushed through there, it would seem.
Shots being shot here. Coates up on top of that angle. Will be forced to drop off there, so one AWP shot rings out. And Raw don't really have the smoke set up here to cross. They're going to try and take the fights here. Boost up on a red box too. Try and take an off angle here. Flames opting the AWP. Doesn't hit that shot. Hard one to hit with a moving target. They do smoke towards Mini. They might look to walk through it here. This is a very aggressive angle for the Raw to take.
Yeah, and they will succeed off it. Just absolutely dividing up the angles there and looking to take it up to heaven. Gonna have to worry about some CTs looking to run it through the ramp though. Ooh, C goes down and Flame does redeem it back. So, nicely done. Kaiser looking to shut them down as well. Luckily they traded out, but that was a big problem, Tone.
Yeah, big problem to deal with. Kaiser hard to check there. Bomb will go down on towards A and C. How will they combat this one? Only one flashbang in their hands. Hit in least for them, so they can look to go for the retake. But that flash, as soon as it flies from Mini, gives away the attention, gives away the detail, and Flame will find that shot top of the smoke. USW Raw format, and this is starting to look good. T-side on Nuke isn't an easy one to do here.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to take control of, especially in the early stages, is it? But see if round number 5 will be the round where Hal comes alive. It will be. To hold her back for the moment. They've got a decent amount of util at their disposal, I'd say, but Raw just have more. They're ready to claw their way through and give it their best shot here. See if it does work out for them, though. So they're taking it pretty slow and steady on the early phase here, just trying to clear out the angles, see if they can strangle ahead of this one. With the smokes in their way, though, they still have to exercise that caution. You know, they can't afford to let any advantages be afforded to their enemies just yet.
Yeah, you can't give Hal anything. It still feels like a team that's fighting for it, especially with the way that they've been looking for these trade kills and trade opportunities. Chimi over towards Mini. Coach will find one. Aggressive angle there on Hunt, and actually pays off. I see at least able to trade it out. Kaiser as well. Chimi on that crossfire, and it is good for another agent at least. We'll find one back. He tries to fight the fight towards Kaiser. Kaiser's got a better angle. More shots are landing. Flame going to pull out the Tech 9, but trade by Water. And it will be first round on the board for Hal. That's what they're after, Matt. The trade positions were perfect. They get themselves an AWP. They get themselves a little bit of a lifeline here in this first half.
Yeah, lifeline, and they will be able to claim their souls back. And looking to see if they can give it their best shot into round number 6 here. As they will be now running it down to their respective positions and ready to see if they can shut them down. But still got to take it slow and steady here. They don't want to die for nothing if they have to sacrifice themselves.
Coach with that AWP that's been brought to play here. Might be a deadly weapon in his hands if you can find these shots, but great smoke wall actually going to be front of Warehouse and front of Mini, so it gives options here for Raw to walk up on towards A if they choose to go for it. Chimi, though, around this Mini position has been hard to deal with. Flame's going to go for a deep wrap here, knowing that the AWP's in play over towards ramp. He's just going to tuck and wait. Doesn't have to make any hasty decisions here. Agent knows that Chimi's going to be lurking around. Catches him Mini. Kaiser over towards the other vent here. Interesting wrap, but Agent checks for it. Doesn't see that C's coming from Mini. C will at least able to find the trade back. I see. And Flame will get that bomb down, and C looking to come up through heaven while Coat comes out through Squeaky. Great crossfire going to be established here for Hal on the walk up.
It up and clawing it into C. Does C, I see, and will be breaking through with Coat there. So, going to be able to lock it down for a second round now in their favor, and Hal will push on. So, going to be able to have a fantastic work there, and we're going to put in some more into round number 7 here. So Raw's presence, their prowess seemingly being dismantled a little bit here. They are forced on to pistol rounds. Need to see how they hit the ground running into this next one now. They slowly but surely make their way over to the lobby here.
There's going to be fast out squeak vent drop actually going to be brought to play there. That molly doesn't really stop them in their tracks with one good smoke. They're down onto B, and nobody here for Hal is lurking about. It's actually just going to be Water Doesn't know that the ramp play is also coming in, expecting them to all ramp rush here. There's going to be shots coming out. So first kill to go towards the raw side of things. Water, at least they're able to swat Flame out of existence. Icy will find C. Gibbs is going to be still playing this close angle. They will finally find one there over towards ramp, but Gibbs opting for the swing. The P250 finds two, and Icy finds another. That's a perfect eco round out of Raw. They get themselves down through vent, but they also get down through ramp. A very interesting pincer maneuver, Matt, and it pays off.
Yeah, it pays off in a big way there, Tone. Going to be able to hone in on their talents and lock it down on a pistol. So Raw going to be very happy with that outcome there. We'll see if they can string it together in at round number 8 now as well. They will skate their way forward. The economy, yeah, it's a bit of hybrid, I'd say, for the CTs right now. Some great weapons and others not so great, so might be looking to play a bit faster here or otherwise keep the angles tight. They will be looking to hold things down, but they're ready for the rotation in case the T's go for secret presence, so at least they're playing kind of proactively rather than reactively here.
Speaking of reactions, Icy did spot C there, drop down out of heaven, and he is going to be taken there towards the stairs. Unfortunate angle there to be taken up for C. Will be taken out pretty quickly. Kaiser here once again on the second vent. That's been such a detriment here to the Raw. Gibbs at least able to find one. And Jimmy goes up through the vent, but it's hurt by Gibbs. Perfectly read and well played. Now two to retake here. Potentially the bomb isn't down just yet. Coach, he's going to be retreating to CT. It might just have to be a save here. That's a pretty costly gun to keep. For Gibbs, it finally will be the plant. No kit in the hands of either Coach or Water, so a hard one to go for. Agent has spot poked there towards Outers, does a lot of shots in. Damage is dealt, but Agent's down to a slither of HP. Has to be a little bit cautious on this next swing. Flashes himself through. Orb gonna go for the peak, and Flame gets taken by Coach. This is doable. But how now as Water finds Agent? It starts to get more and more doable by the second M4 picked up. Gibbs has to be cautious. They are going to be opting to walk away from this one. Water keeps the M4, Coat keeps the AWP, and, well, for the Raw, they'll get around, but at what cost? They let the Howl save some pretty expensive guns here.
Yeah, they're going to be able to save a lot of heavy power weapons into that one, so will not be having the rest of their teammates die for nothing there. They will be doing what they got to. And it will be looking to step 2 next round ahead of them. Looking to break in and to see if they can spin this one into action. So we move on to round number 9 now. But Util already spilling out. Flash overhead here. Kaiser to rise up through Outers there and see if they can scout them out. One as well around the corner. Play over towards the ramp there. No one going to be spotted yet, but Water is ready to see what are their enemies about to do.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good position here towards Hal. Of course, he can just kind of shoulder here. As soon as you spot a player, take a shot, maybe throw a smoke, throw a nade. Molly, though, will be traded in return. HG doesn't do any sort of damage here to the T's. They wait it out a little bit. They're playing patiently on this ramp room rush, and rightfully so, awards them control of that position here, but secret stack here for 2 players. And Agent's gonna have to be careful. Walks up, takes the first shot. Kaiser and C are gonna walk out to Agent's crosshair. And now the rest of them all grouped up in Squeaky. Now they can look to go maybe towards the ramp room, but you can still see that the Raw are holding control of that one. Hua just gonna be waiting on the edge of that smoke. Bomb will finally go down here. The question is how approach this retake. They don't really have all the positions to retake from.
Yeah, they don't have many options there, but at least they'll be able to find a 1 back, maybe 2. Oh, Coach pulls through. Spreading it out there, putting a bit of util between them though. Flame can take aim at this. They might get overwhelmed. 1 and done. No! They fade away in the control room there, looking to stroll back. What up? He's down under. Coming out, angle's not great. They cut it close, but it's not enough. Raw will be able to emerge victorious.
I feel like there's a world where Water just kind of goes for the tap. I don't think you really want to take that fight. You probably just want to bait those 2 T's to walking out and realistically, he gets spammed at the end of the day, but like, there's a world where he gets on that bomb, they don't know exactly where it's planted, and he gets a cheeky little ninja defuse there. Doesn't pay off this time, unfortunately. But for Hal, is starting to think a little bit more precisely. Matt, we're seeing a little bit more awareness to lobby. We're seeing a little bit more presence as well towards Outens here. Aggressive angle from Kaiser, potentially towards Red. Chini will be taken out at the same time here, as we'll see great smoke wall here. And this is probably why Nuke was picked.
Yeah, I'd say that they definitely have a lot of confidence on it, and exactly why they picked into it. But 1 for 1 to kick things off in round number 10 here, and going to see if they can capture a few more kills around the bend. Patience going to be exercised on both sides for the time being, though. I see Agent ready to activate as their time comes, but no! C pulls through just barely there. 18 HP in a dream. Water delivers as well. Things are really coming into place here for our CT side. Not able to do anything. All force minimized by Water there. And it's all up to IC now. 1v4. Maybe not anymore. Oh, got it close. They will deliver a double kill. And now looking for another. One clip in a dream here. And they steam ahead of more. It's a triple. Water, last player standing. And they get it done. Oh my goodness, Tony. What a round that heated up there.
Yeah, what a round that could have been there. Very close for the Raw. But Hal, they're thankful to put that one across the board, because it makes the side competitive a little bit more in this first half and gives them a little bit of hope going to the second. We didn't want to see Raw steamroll with another round on their board. We need to see these last few go towards Hal. Well, for now, we'll see Raw stuck on pistols. Only an AK for Gibbs. They're going to go for a little bit of a ramp rush, no secret, or vent drop this time. It's just going to be straight up ramp, but smoked off. Water's in a prime position to shut it down. Agent with a deagle. You have to be cautious, though, if you're Hal. You never know when these pistols can really start to come to life.
Yeah, you never know until you know your turn, but Kaiser certainly going to know soon, as the T's now look to push straight into it. They've already started off strong, though. Frames coming out from Kaiser, and it delivers one. Getting everything done onto this one. Trying to find more. Heaven, though, could be looking to fall down upon them, as Water brings out the flash there. Looking to enable this clash from Heaven once again. One, still holding, not folding, but Gibbs delivers this time. Jimmy and Goat there, last two standing, and may have to disband their attack on this one and look to fight in the next instead.
Yeah, save for the last. There's really nothing more they can do, especially with that open play for Coach. Probably wants to keep that for the last round and fight for a potential closer scoreline here to close out this first half. But for Raw, 8 on the T side is a worrisome number to look at if you're Hal. For Raw, they're going to be cheering, especially with the fact that they picked Nuke. They can't get away from the bomb explosion, so Agent and Juan taken out, but the M4's not be able to be picked up there by Hechimi. 8 rounds Raw, 3 still for Hal. They'll keep guns, so they've still got a purchase going in this last one. A few, of course, Famises in play. Limited util here for Kaiser, though, so eyes on where they position Kaiser, because it's going to have to be a position where the util's not necessary.
Yeah, they're going to have to really take advantage of the circumstances, aren't they? See if they can advance it forward more. Whoa, just barely avoiding that orb shot. Hope's going to be in trouble there, so Gibbs and Co. now very aware. They've been alarmed by that shot. Looking to press ahead accordingly. Oat still on the angle. The T's can set up a flash here, though, force them off the line. That would be the perfect opening. There it is. Flashes out, gives them just enough time to swing through. And they do concede the space accordingly. So this is great now. Managing to gain a lot of control. Plays the angle and sticks to it. Finds the opening there and then some. Flame, though, does trade it out.
Yeah, Flame at least able to trade it out over towards the lobby. That gives control back to Raw if they want to rotate towards that position here. Can't really go down towards B, especially with the fact that Water found that entry pick. Gibbs actually catching Cokes there, pushing too deep in the lobby, so Now control slowly starting to go back to Raw with the fact that Hal have to rotate on towards A. They have to commit members towards this position. And they're going to go up through heaven. I don't think Kaiser's going to expect this unless the footsteps have been heard. One will find Kaiser. And that site open for the taking. Unless they have to deal with a Chimi first, though.
Yeah, you're going to have to find a solution as they push their way through the hut there. And do have water, considering looking to back them as well. But Hachimi goes down before they can really string anything into action here. So it's just down to water. 1 versus 3 here. Will be able to find the shot. Gibbs locks it down for 9 in favor of Raw there. So, well done onto the first half as they take control on their T side. But now we're looking to turn the tides. We're looking to change directions. We'll see how they go on their CT side instead.
Yeah, CT side for Raw. Hal, what have you got for us on the T side? It's going to be a tactical timeout by Raw, of all things. It doesn't feel like necessarily it's needed at the moment. They feel like they're dictating the pace of the game, but maybe they just want to really hone in on this CT pistol, because if they take this, they get to 10. More than assuredly would be 11. It feels like it's lights out from there.
Yeah, it could be a lights out, and it all falls apart from there. But we'll see how things go. As the timeout runs its course, we now set sail towards a pistol time. Who will be able to prime up and find control under this? The T's have got a little bit of util to spare here, so looking to do what they can with those. I think it's definitely going to assist them in going for the early engagements here, going for the setup. See if it is going to be a mission of success here, or perhaps a failure. They look to walk it through towards the lobby there. Could be a ramp play, considering how they're positioned right now. They're just really taking it slow here. Maybe go to trophy and see if they can find the grand prize.
Yeah, it's very interesting that Hal are going for a bit of a slower T play. Maybe a little bit of contact here over towards lobby, over towards ramp as well. One going to be posted. Shots not going to be found here, and Hachimi guys are going to be finding themselves a way down on towards the B site. And Icy and Gibbs, they're still lurking about in lobby. Icy might have to go towards vent, but that's going to be heard. Gibbs finds Kaiser, though, on the interim. Hachimi low HP as well. This is doable for these two CTs right now, Matt.
Yeah, there is a distinct possibility here. You know, they can play it through the back there and see, you know, run it back, but not going to be today. Coke and Co will be able to set it onto A instead. So, going to get ahead of the competition here, put the bomb down and see how they fare playing into the retake. Icy's already on the front side of things here. Gibbs now ready to support them as well, Tony. It's down to this fight.
Yeah, it's down to this fight here. Two players going to be coming from the secret side of things. One up in heaven. C will find that first one, and the second. Icy going to be taken by the dual Berettas. And an age-old quote I like to say, Matt, time and time again, when the dual Berettas are brought to pistol, two Berettas are better than one.
Yeah, we love two Berettas. We'd love to see it, and need to see how two Berettas make things worse for the enemies as we jump in to the next round ahead of us right now, and it will be good for as both teams have a lot more excitement in store, Tony, and I'm keen to see what they're going to be doing here. Shots over the top there, and they will be looking to lock them in a second. Already found one opening and more to follow. They try to play into the rush composition. Doesn't work out. And it will be Gibbs to be the final candle there. And they will be able to say lights out to Coke at least. If they can keep this AK, that'd be fantastic. But I don't know if it's going to happen. They do at least take down C there, so why not? 2 kills for the price of many. You know, they didn't commit much to the round. I think that's not bad. Draining out the economy a little bit.
Yeah, it also made Hal worry for a second, right? That was the bomb dropped in the hands. But Hal, they collect that one. And unfortunately for the Raw, the eco rush over through lobby doesn't pay off for them. They're going to be rifles now being brought to the table here. A very important round to keep going if you're the Hal side of things, right? especially with the fact that 9 still sits for Raw. And they just need like 1 or 2 more gun rounds, and well, Nuke could be theirs pretty quickly. Kaiser going to be up on the silo here. Very passive angle though on silo, not the over-the-top overbearing that we normally see from the silo players.
Ooh, could be in a second though. Kaiser goes down there, so Gibbs they take control with Flame there, coaching in trouble as well. Looking good for our CTs right now as they rise up and look to lock it down a piece by piece. So, right on the edge of double digits here, Tony, and maybe you're looking for more in a second seat. Just trying to see how they fare in the trophy room. They're cutting it close here. The CTs don't quite have the awareness yet. IC will be found. So nicely done if I see to take down IC and looking for another with this flash here. We'll be able to play around the angle, do strangle in one, but Raw get it done in the end there. So, gonna be able to get the round for the price of 2 players. They didn't die for nothing. They died for something. They are gonna be able to get it done from there. So, well done to UNSW Raw. We're taking double digits.
Yeah, double digits for the Raw on their map pick here, of course. Ancient, our second one for How, and hopefully for them it's a little bit more of a closer affair, because this one really starting to get towards the interim of closing out the Raw. Molly Smoke combo pretty good at covering Squeaky. Water can't get out of that one fast enough, and Kaiser has to be cautious. Somebody playing close to the hut. That's Flame going to be up in their face with the M4. Risky maneuver, but it pays off against the pistols, and it's Flame for 3 in hut and 2 from the Squeaky side of things. And Raw aren't even going to be phased by an eco. They drop no guns there, Matt.
Yeah, they won't be dropping anything. They're just looking to showcase their strength onto that one, and we'll lock it in for 11, and could be 12 considering how the state of things are for How right now. All they have is the techies coming out, bit of util. It's not impossible though. I think there's still a reality where they can actually take control of this one if they just get their setup right. Yeah, they manage to dispel some of the heavy weaponry coming out from the other side, but Kaiser will be able to start off good. It will be shut down accordingly. Let's see if they can find more. Juan has the angle here, playing closely, locking in one, traded by Coke though. So that's going to be a good way to trade out, get the M4 E4 behind them. Might be looking to trade that to a teammate, I'd imagine. Yeah, not going to be holding that on 3 HP, Tone.
Definitely not. You don't want to be greedy with it. You want to be a team player here. We're going to go up towards Outers here, so likes of How. Probably not going to be the split play on A that expects. It's going to be Icy getting over aggressive though. Gives him over another gun. Hachimi going to be able to soften up that kill for Water. And it will be a 2 versus 2 here. Coked, of course, low HP as we said. Opted to play a little bit more passively. One goes down. Player down in Secret. Probably going to go up through Vent. Agent going to come through Heaven here. They might catch a timing. As Coked goes towards Squeaky. Water going to be hiding in Mini. Flame has made the footsteps. Knowledge known. Water taken. Coke down to 3. Walking out through Squeaky. The same position his teammate just lost the fight from. He is going to be just waiting here for the tap to come through. The shot going to be helped by Agent up on the high ground here. And it's going to be 12. Picked up here by Raw. And now for How. What more do they have left in the tank? We need to see something. They will be losing Nuke if we don't see anything here.
Yeah, they need a resurgence immediately. Otherwise, they're going to be in deep trouble. They need a revival of some kind, and see how they will fare. That's what they need to band together and give it their all here. But it's time to set their eyes on to the prize here and see how they will approach the attack ahead of them. As Water now waiting for any aggression from our CTs, and they are certainly thinking about it, but Flame already shuts down a Jamie, so Water knows they're around that corner now. but more and more of their teammates are just falling down. Oh, they push around the corner. Juan, the fight back, but it's Flame just absolutely annihilating the T's here. Kai's the last player standing, does find one back down to the pistol. They're trying to wrangle something together, but nowhere they go will be safe, and it will be map 1 done and dusted. So, what an impressive way to kick the series off here, Tony. 13-5 to close that one out.
Yeah, super well played by Raw, and I have to give credit to Flame moving like Prime Brokey in some of those engagements that he has opted to go for. So, yeah, very aggressive on the AWP, and sometimes it paid off. We saw a round it didn't, and he did give over a gun, and we saw how really actually start to mount something of a comeback there. But well played to the Raw. Picking Nuke is not an easy tale there, but they got it done in the end of things.
Yeah, fantastic work coming through from them and theirs there. So, to appreciate their efforts onto map number 1 of Nuke there, Tony. And my goodness, makes me wonder, like, what kind of strategies are they going to be enabling onto Ancient? You know, I think they've got some very creative plays ahead of us, Tony. But we'll see how things fare onto Ancient there, right on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Matsy and 2-Tap Tony show with AEL University Open Series for CS2. We're breaking through with map 2 of our grand final right now, and we are going to be getting right into it, into Ancient this time, Tony. And how do you feel? We've ran it back to where we began.
Yeah, running it back on Ancient is going to be an interesting one. We saw some very T-sided Ancient in our last series there. So, yeah, this one, hopefully we get to see a little bit more even, hopefully for the likes of how they've had some time to regather themselves after a little bit of a break. So, yeah, I want to see how come into this one in resurgent form. Yeah,
I think it'd be nice to see them, look re-energized, revitalized into this second map in contention here. I think that there were some great little moments there. It was great to see them string things together when they did, but yeah, they really need to take the first step onto this one, go first, see if they can take control of the battle from the early phase here, because, yeah, if they don't, there could be a bit of trouble. They could get left behind, and, and there'd be a very troublesome outcome. But we are going to be getting into the battle right now. It's time for round number 1 to begin. Hal on the T side, Raw on the CT. Let's get down to it, Tony. So we move on over to the A side of things, and they are ready to crash in.
Yeah, trying to crash in on towards that A site pretty quickly here, and the likes of how they're looking for those early picks, but they go towards the likes of the Raw. It is going to be 2 from Ancient. Guys are looking for something around the smoke. Ancient's able to flick and find the shots. It's 4 from Ancient. Cinema pistol from him. And Raw come out to a roaring start once again, Matt. It's a first on the board.
Well done. Well played for the Raw there. We'll be able to take control of the pistol and now have plenty of weapons to move on to the second as well. Hal not committing anything here. So should be a pretty clean endeavor. You'd imagine they're pushing up to elbow right now, and the CTs are ready to match them. They've got mollies in place. They are clearing out the space so they can set themselves up for the next fight if the T's do choose to apply pressure to this point here. Flame's also pushing it. This actually could be so bad. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
oh no.
Oh.
They don't even know. Oh my goodness. Now they will.
Oh my word. Flame's lucky to get 2 at least, and Gibbs ready to trade as soon as they try and grab that MP9. It's Ancient with the help from Gibbs, and it's Raw for a second. Flame get themselves some MP9 kills, means money to his board. And Matt, that could have gone one of 2 ways. Flame could have just found them all through that smoke, or Flame kind of gets double tapped by like a bunch of pistols at the close range there, and it could have been an MP9 and maybe more for How if they got the round, got the gun their way. But for 2 to start here for the likes of Raw. It's looking good for them once again. Of course, AK is now for the likes of the How. Ancient playing aggressive mid here. Raw opting to play a very, very fast mid play.
And looking to play very quickly here. Flash. No! Oh
my.
What is going on there, Tony? Bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Shenanigans here, Matt. Raw already feeling as confident as can be. MP9 down ramp from Icy. Jump over the top once. Taken out, though. But he's done a ton of damage here, Matt. And now how they're going to try and limp their way onto B. Flame is ready there to answer, and it's 3 from Flame. And it's already 5 kills in a quick succession. 3 rounds from Raw. And for How, unfortunately, now dropping that rifle round means that they're going to have to save this one. The loss bonus isn't fully built up just yet. So a save for this one, maybe a pistol force, because they'll get the money going into the next one with the loss bonus. So why not? Bring some Tech 9s to play and see what you can do with them.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with them and see if they can push it together from there. As take it slow and steady into this one. Isa and Co trying their best to flow their way over to the B side of things here. Oh, they're going to be spotted yet, but now they look to lock it in. We still going out. Icy ready to freeze them through there. They work together. Ooh, stop the bomb plant. We'll be able to cement the round in their favor. So well done to Raw on this one. They claim control.
Yeah, the fact that Icy doesn't get cleared there is kind of crazy from Hal.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll see a timeout for Hal. Already feeling a little bit out of sorts the way this one has started. It's been 4 quick succession rounds from the likes of UNSW, Raw, sorry. And for Hal, feeling a little bit hurt and also starting to feel a little bit hurt from what happened on Nuke, right? It was a lot of these rounds quickly from Raw on that one. And of course, look at the statistics here. Both teams have pretty optimal money. Of course, the CT side a little bit more of a optimal economy starting to build up here for how they need to piece together a round or two, probably two. If they piece together that first one and then they don't find the second one, then money's going to be a little bit out of sorts. So, yeah, we need 2 in quick succession for Hal right now.
Yeah, they need to really do the best they can to stream whatever they can together out of this one. See if they get the opportunity. Flame now falls back. Agent not so lucky. Scoped will be able to shut them out of this one. Icy preparing up close now though. Might actually be able to get something through from this on the other side of these smokes and util here. They push ahead very aggressively right now. Ooh, opting to fall back instead actually. Just gonna hold it. Tight line there. The time is now! Perfect timing! They burst ahead and wipe out the majority of the forces there! Can you believe that, Tony? Completely taken off guard there, but they're not even done! Oh, now they certainly are!
Yeah, that is a perfect flash setup there. Aggressive play down ramp. Heads up to just get in the face of Hal, right? When they're like, all right, we want to play a little bit more of a stock standard default, put a few members towards that T-ramp position. Raw just say, you know what, we'll fight you head on at that ramp position. And a flash perfectly set up for 2. As we look at it, it's another tactical timeout for Hal. They're feeling the hurt of these rounds. Each round is like a knife slowly getting further in.
Yeah, it just seems to be getting deeper and deeper in and twisting through their tone. So, going to be a difficult road ahead. We'll see how things fare into the 6th round in a competition right now. So we jump forward into action. Hal, ready with a decent approach. You know, I think that the Galils will fare okay under this one. See if they can get something more than that though. We'll press up now. Gibbs with the hole close. We'll be able to rotate back to Donut here as a nade at the ready if they do try and rush forward, but not giving anything yet.
Oh.
Well, Flame gonna be alert and does manage to take down C.
That's a great aggressive angle being taken there from Flame. Just get that initial shot through. Knowing that they're going to try and take shelf control. Chini, though, up through Red Room, actually going to take out Agent. So that opens up the opportunity here for Hal to go where they please. Gibbs at least able to find Coked in return. 3 left here for the Hal and see what they can do here. Of course, still have Donut control. Have all of A main control as well. For the Raw, they're going to have to start to rotate over. You see Flame, Icy, pretty close to that one. Gibbs, of course, the only one that's actually near the site for the moment. Well, for 50 seconds here, still plenty of time to play with for Hal.
Yeah, plenty of time for them to climb up here. Gibbs, though, able to deliver. Somehow living longer than I thought they would there, but doesn't matter. Raw will be able to plow ahead, take a 6th round in their favor. And Hal now going to be back to the drawing board here. The Mac attack coming through with plenty of util. Let's see if they can spill ahead of this one, Tony.
And see if they can spill more success for the Raw. For how they need something with these Mac 10s, probably fast play. Once again, we need to see them just get in the face. You're giving Raw too much respect. They're getting so much space and really taking it and owning it as their own. Coates going to be fast up through ramp to Mac 10. And as we alluded to, get in the face. Icy Quan Agent already finding those quick picks. Water now the last one remaining as his teammates all disappear in the blink of an eye. It's the magic trick from Raw. And they're on the ramp here. Water's not going to expect players on top of him in his position. He feels like he's safe in the smoke for the moment. But as it blooms and as it dissipates, it's going to be Agent finding it. And it's 7 on the board, uncontested for Raw.
Yeah, their confidence in their first halves is something to be studied, Tony. You know, they've definitely got a lot of power behind them to their CT side here, and curious to see if they can match that energy onto the T side as well. You know, I think that there's a lot that they can consider here. We'll see if they can continue to string things together. So take it slow, take it easy. Teams gonna set their own path up as well. Will find success in the beginning. 1-for-1 trade-off to kick off the game here. And now looking to take aim towards the site.
Yeah, looking to take aim, but Agent already finding a trade here. Just so many trades going the way of Raw. Nothing being answered by Hal right now. You can see Icy. Can't see for an aggressive play down through ramp. Let's get the dink on towards that player, and now it just feels like they're fighting the fights. They're playing DM against Hal right now. They'll take face and they'll take point. It's another round on the board, Raw, and for Hal, it feels like a lot of the fundamentals of a T side are falling apart here.
Yeah, it feels like everything's just kind of crumbling before them, right? You know, they're trying to see if they can push themselves into action here, see if they can get some traction early, but they're just being dismantled by the early stage here. So, see if they are going to be able to re-engage into this one. Take it slow, take it easy. To flow it all together. T's taking claim over towards the A side. I like that they're splitting the ordeal this time. Bomb's still in a contention as well, just outside of elbow there, and they will find an opening kill. So, a good start from the T side, but there's still more to be done as they push on site.
Yeah, Gibbs almost getting caught off there by C. A little bit of an aggressive timing up through Donut. Agent. Now Juan going to be on the other side of this smoke, and they're not going to expect it. Juan, perfect angle, right time, right place. And that's 2 for him. Copes and Kaiser to try and collect the scraps of a round that's already fallen by the wayside. It feels Kaiser, they'll still have that bomb to play with, at least. One player deep, pusher mid. We do have Flame all the way deep tucked in CT. So for smoke, of course, it's in the hands of Kaiser. Goes towards CT. Could be good for getting out here. But of course, it's about how you play after that. 40 seconds for Kaiser to just try and make something happen. To be clearing pretty close corners here. Flame, of course, still posted on the line. No smoke to come and block his line of sight. It's 9 rounds for the Raw, and still 0 here for Howmat.
Yeah, from 0 to hero is what they're trying to become, Tony, and see if they can break it down now as they have a timeout coming through here. They are looking to see if they can search for Raw and try and destroy the mammoth momentum that they've built up to this point. But through all, you know, all difficult roads, they get the greatest rewards. So, we'll see how they fare heading into the next round here. As the timeout runs its course, the freeze time now going to have a little bit more time to contemplate things before we move on to round 10.
Yeah, that's the final tactical timeout for Howl here. So using up all 3 in the first half does not feel good for them. And that really starts to cement to Raw that they're on the leading track here. They can't do no wrong. Just continue what you're doing, boys. You seem to be working it out pretty quickly. Fast play on towards B, and it actually will catch Icy off guard, but one, though, going to be playing towards the pillar. Some great shots. Gibbs and Agent already have made it even here, and all of a sudden, again, everybody from How just disappears in the blink of an eye. And Raw up to their magic tricks again. It's Agent through Cave. Will find Kaiser. It's 10 and still unanswered. How? They had the right idea, man. I can't really fault them there. They got fast up through ramp. They got that first pick, but it's the trades that have come through from Raw every time. They just have an inkling. They know where How is going.
And I guess it just plays into some of the veterancy of their players there, right? You know, they're able to, they've faced these kind of battles before, so they know how to overcome them accordingly. See if it is going to happen all over again, though. Taking it slow and steady on this one. Still coming out, they spill through mid there. Gibbs in a bit of trouble. Flashes are just a bit too overwhelming Just when you think things might be going well, maybe not so much. Flame gets one trade though, down to the 2v4, Tony, and this could be the most achievable round yet.
It's so winnable here for Hal. Gibbs and Flame. Flame, of course, low HP, so it's going to be up to Gibbs here on this B site. Has pulled rotation off, but now back towards long side of things. It's going to need to be a smoke, actually. Molly's going to come out. Gibbs is going to stand and deliver. It's a second from Gibbs. They can't even cross to the site safely with Gibbs not in their way. And see, now 1 versus 2 here. The AWP swing from short. It's 11 rounds to Raw. Gibbs just locking it up. And again, another round that's so doable for Hal. But Gibbs just being the boogeyman at night, Matt. And it's going to be Raw now taking tactical timeouts.
I guess they need a moment to collect themselves after the back of that round. You know, they put a lot into it, Tony, so they got to take a bit of time there to compose themselves for the round forward. But, you know, I'm sure Hal will be appreciative of the further moment to reflect on their upcoming strategy for the final round in the first half here. So, very eager to see who will be able to take claim there.
Oh my god.
Wow. They're looking to go for the ultimate nade stack, do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I feel like half of those HGs probably just go down mid. You sprint red room, throw a HG, sprint back to CT, grab another, maybe grab another molly if you need it. Like, yeah, this
artillery
is
strike inbound.
Artillery strike inbound. There's a spare M4 A1S as well there, just in case, you know, the AWP doesn't hit a shot or you run out of bullets in your 4 mags that you have in your A4. So, yeah, Raw have a ton of utility and such at their disposal, but they're gonna take gunfights. Flame Agent already finding a quick 3. Hal already stunned out of this one once again, Matt.
Yeah, gonna be a stun locked in position here. Wada and Kaiser desperately need to work together, but they're separated. This is a big problem because they can't work together. Wada will succeed, but maybe not in a second. They need Kaiser's help immediately. Juan might not anticipate Kaiser though, so this could work out, but they don't even need him. Single-handedly, just being an absolute sentry over that position. And again, they managed to lock in more and more. There's no way this is the one where they bring it back, Tony. There's no way. But there certainly could be a will and a way. Gibbs running it around the corner, has a nade in hand, and Molly is smoke. They've got a lot that they can bring into this one. Oh, that timing is something to be studied, Tony. But they're going to get flanked out, and that will be that. Hal, take one back to close the half.
Yeah, well played to Hal. They actually catch Raw on their aggression there, and Raw, they kept jumping up onto shelf, and it just didn't pay off for them. They kind of just opened themselves up to getting shot down there by Hal. So props to Hal, at least 1 on the board, but Raw, Matt, the reality is it's still 11. A pistol, and then the next one, and it's all over.
Yeah, they need to take as many rounds as they possibly can. You know, if they don't take a round here, it could be curtains from there. It could be one step closer to potentially crowning a champion here. See how things go. As the round plays on now. Util coming out. Flame pushing up the lanes there, and it's going to be traded out many-fold. The side is lit up. The plants are going down. Kaiser trying to see if they can rise up. Do have C with them now, playing around the corner here. Trying to garner what strength they can. A C going down. Kaiser, hold on for dear life. They will be able to stab their way through. 2 more remain, Tony. It's on this.
Yeah, Kaiser trying to walk up to CT, but Icy finds the shot perfectly secured. And I imagine a lot of hype is happening in the Raw camp right now because, yeah, they're just doing no wrong there. Pistol 12, it's match, it's series point here. And for Hal, what can they scrounge together? It's MP9s, it's a 5-7 here for C. And again, I probably just maybe want to see them get in the face. They paid off that 1 round they found on their last side. It was when they got in the face of Raw and showed them no respect here. For Juan, he's waiting outside here on the MAC-10. Needs to be careful, though, because the 5-7 goes first. We get some good damage across while the bomb is down on B. Juan's found C. A few players rotating through CT. Matt here in Flames in the off angle, perfectly set up. There's one for Flame, maybe a few more, but Water stops it.
Yeah, good to stop them in their tracks there. Now down to 3v4, maybe not anymore, as they will pull through and deliver the pincer. And it will be GG, well played, congratulations. They are now crowned our champion, Tony. And what a series that was. I cannot believe the difference between our first and second map there. That is something in of itself.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like kind of expecting that one from Raw, right? They picked Nuke. You'd imagine they have a lot of structured play, and we saw a lot of structured play from them towards Outers. A lot of great smoke walls that got them freely down through Secret, up through Heaven, up through Mini. But yeah, that last one was just a blowout. Ancient, in that it seems to be just the gunplay going toe for toe here with how nothing really they could do when the Raw were just shooting better.
Yeah, they just really managed to decipher whatever they brought to them, right? It was just calculated, methodical in every single way. So once again, a big congratulations to our champions there. They take control of it and will be very confident in claiming victory in the Open Series, Tony. So yeah, I'm taken aback by their aura out of that one.
Yeah, a ton of aura, a ton of swag, whatever you call it. Raw's got the winning formula, it feels, and as well for our third place match, it was a pretty close one. Macquarie able to come out on top on that one, and they moved with a little bit of swagger. It was a little bit more evenly matched for them in that third place decider, but well played to both the teams who copped a win tonight, and of course the teams that didn't. There's always next time.
That's it, always next time. So congrats again to the winners, and now let's say a big shout out to our other winners, our sponsors. Big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, as well, a big shout out to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech, from high spec to precision gear. Officeworks has what you need.
They do, and a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So, big shout out to each and every one of our sponsors there. We appreciate all of their support. And if you want to support AEL, make sure you check out AU Esports League on all of our various social medias there. That's going to be X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, we are on it. So make sure you check it out to keep up to date on all the action. But speaking of the action is going to be over for today. Congratulations to our winners once again. It's been a pleasure to bring you CS2. And until next time, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you another day.